I'm Piano Man. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Yeah. Welcome to the long run with an honest tongue. Justified, opinionated when the topic comes. Don't give a piss about nothing but tide. Honey bee on my mind and I keep that pride. Stroke still strong, last name long. Roll tide, roll where the truth belong. West Virginia born, working hard in my soul. Still got that steel town grin and I take control. F them trees, yeah I said it loud. Go Steelers too, got the whole room proud. Love that college game, love that Friday light. Love them real world problems and we talk all night. We bring that fire gumbo daily. Stir it up, don't play me. Bishop on the forge by fire away. JB got the whole room crazy. LaToya in the mix, can't tame it. Twist to keep the freight line moving. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I'm Piano Man. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Hey, welcome back. We are back. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I'm your man. I'm Piano Man. Hey, you know who I am. I need no introduction. You know, my presence just speaks for itself. You know how it is. Hey, we back for round 2 of the summer series, and I told you all there will be a couple of days this week that we normally don't do 2 shows. We will be doing 2 shows. I'm telling you now. We will be doing them because we got a lot of ground to cover, and so I want everybody to have a good time and be involved. I hope everybody had a good day, and y'all already know how I do things around these parts. Got to make it happen, Captain. So I don't do stuff too much. Now certain things. Look at here. Now just certain things I do. You know what I'm saying? That my partner don't be with me. But there's just something you just have to go by yourself. But when it comes down to this long runs to the show, hey, this guy's right here. Hey, y'all know who it is. I ain't got to go no further. Y'all know who it is. Forge forward only by fire. Mr. Boomer Sooner, the man with the plan. It's the Bishop, y'all. What's up, Bishop? Back for one more round, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, Gursky. Hey, it's a lot going on the docket of sports.
Oh, didn't he? Listen, Bishop, you know what? I'm going to tell you like this.
Yeah.
We're gonna adopt this saying, okay? We're gonna adopt this one, and I want you to work with me now. I want you to work with me, all right?
All right.
Now, we tell the chat, we tell the world a whole lot of stuff. We tell them what we're looking at, we tell them what we think is about to happen, and then when it happens, then So, Bishop, I want there's an old adage that said, we hate to tell you that we told you so, but we told you so. We told you some stuff was going to happen. We told you this. We told you. So, Bishop, we're gonna say that one more time. We hate to tell you that we told you so, but we told you so. We told you. We told you.
Not only that, check this out, man. You guys, family, because I can talk to the family. Y'all on the chat. Hey, we appreciate you. Run up the likes. You know how we do. But didn't I tell you when they show one hand, they got a plan on their mind?
Yes.
And I explained to you, understanding because they're trying to get ahead. Because they know that the Big Ten and the SEC are not happy. And so understand everything is happening, and you're noticing as certain things come to the light, everything starts moving because now all of a sudden the first seed has been planted. And now all of a sudden you start seeing things move and you start wondering, wait a minute, hold up. Now you would have thought that case was clean shut. But documentation beat conversation. He had a lawyer that literally put it in court and made them make a decision.
Oh boy, I tell you, man. Listen, Bishop.
Yep.
Didn't I tell y'all just last week? Watch Texas Tech. Wherever the money is, the money. Listen. Did y'all listen, America? I'm like Bernie Mac now. Listen to me, America. Listen to me. Did you really think $6.5 million was for that one that was going to be left on the table when we read his request for all of this just to go away? Remember when he said when it was said that if you do this, this will be detrimental to his health. Bishop comes right behind me. It was Bishop. It was let me see, it was Bishop. We had a second show that day. It was Bishop. It was LaToya. Who else was it? Wasn't it Coach Carl?
Yep.
Didn't we say? We said, and then Governor comes the next day, and we talk about it.
Yeah.
And remember, we all made the statement that this thing about addiction was going to be the trump card. I feel like Charles Barkley now. I guarantee you that when all of this begins to come out, that word addiction, Bishop said it now, that's going to be the thing. That's going, as the old folks would say, Bishop back in the gap, that was going to be the P liquor cooler.
Yeah, you said it. Say that again for the people in the front and the back on the side.
The word addiction was going to be the P liquor cooler. It was going to be the whole thing that cools it all the way down. When the NCAA, and Anthony said it in the Discord, this is why we said, hey, come hang out in the Discord sometime, because there'd be some happenings going on in the Discord. Be some things we'd be talking about over there. But Anthony bought some things out. But I'm telling you now, Anthony asked the question, how does the courts override the NCAA? The key word is courts. The key word.
Now understand what just happened. Now, Sorensby and Texas Tech has had one of the elite lawyers that knew how to phrase it in such a manner. And on top of that, remember when we talked about when he offered himself up, and they even Texas Tech say, hey, we offer you NCAA that he missed 2 games to we know that, hey, this is not a good look, so we offer you 2 games, and they wouldn't take it. Well, see, what that was is them planting that seed, knowing that when it came to the court, that would come to roost.
Well, you know what? you know what? Let me write with let me put back up here. He's Bino, my GM said, P, well, I'm addicted to fishing and barbecue. Let me put a case into the courts. Well, my compadre, my other compadre, Bama Nick, is here. We part of the 4 Horsemen. Me and Bama Nick, we're addicted to strippers and monkeys. We're addicted to strippers and monkeys. Let me see how that work out. I'm gonna put that in the court.
Hey,
We
hey,
are
hey, hey,
addicted. I'm
hey,
just saying,
Kimpo, on
man.
top of that, check this out. The young man and his legal team said it's detrimental to his health if he doesn't get to play.
Yeah, that's what he's detrimental. $6.5 million will make a whole lot of stuff detrimental.
But here's the thing, though. I want people to hear me now. NCAA, you're on the clock and you're actually in the Gumbo Bowl for real. You better get on your high horse because this Pandora's box has just been opened. And they're not stopping there.
But you know what though? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. And honest to goodness, now, like I said this morning, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean no harm with anybody. We can talk about this until we red, white, and blue in the face. It ain't about to change nothing.
No.
So it ain't about to change a
Oh.
thing. I'm telling you now. The reason the reason I will talk about this like in part, Bishop.
Yeah.
Because there's more to come.
Oh, I know.
That's what people are. It's called jumping the gun a little bit. People are failing to see that this is not over. I put in the Discord, watch and see about past cases that the NCAA ruled and said that such and such couldn't do this, such and such couldn't do that. See, there are cases, I guarantee you, there are cases, Bishop, that we don't, as the waiting public, that we don't hear about every day. There's stuff that goes to the NCAA day in and day out. That's like a working quote unquote court within itself.
Yeah.
That we don't hear about. We don't hear about stuff every day. It's a lot of stuff that don't make the news. It doesn't make the social media venues and outlets and this and that and the third. There are things that we don't hear about. Mark my word, I guarantee you we're getting ready to hear about them now. Because they're going to look at this and they're going to say, if you did it for Sorensen, then you're going to do it you need to do it for me too. Because what's the difference between me and Sorensby? What's the difference? Now, not saying that they're going to get it, but where the problem comes in, it's like what Christian Miller, shout out to my dude, Christian Miller, at the Miller's Edge today. When you'd have been caught in the wrong, and then the NCAA tells you that you can't play, you're not eligible, then they say, okay, well, all right, have it your way. I'm just going to go to the court, get an injunction, and we'll settle all of that. How long I've been calling the NCAA a toothless tiger? How long have I been saying it?
Oh, wow.
How long have I been saying they are a toothless tiger? They just like some other entities and organizations in the world today that it sounds powerful, but you about weak as water. Water more powerful than some of these other entities running around here. And the NCAA is one of them. They showed you today what you're made out of. They showed you. They showed you.
All I got to say is I saw you, Bino. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah. Let's understand that right now, what they're trying to do in the government just took a big blow for them trying to pass this bill because they don't realize that they can't see the forest for the trees. But this injunction hurts their case because all of a sudden, this Pandora box, how can you trust the said governing body to acclimate and to implement said changes when it comes to the forefront? If they're toothless, what all of a sudden they're gonna gain some new teeth?
Not at this juncture. You can't even get no. Listen, Bishop,
Yeah.
you
Go
can't
ahead.
get no false teeth, and you can't even get some dental implants at this juncture. Who gonna take you serious?
That's why we're on the precipice of the NCAA starting to realize for far too long they bullied too many folks and kept sweeping stuff underneath the rug because they have the backing of said courts that allowed them to do so. But once the courts ruled that they had a monopoly and that they had to, they don't earn billions upon hundreds of billions of dollars on these young student athletes, men and women, it's time for them to allow them to be able to earn on the name, image, and likeness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But wait a minute, they knew that way back in the day, but they gave someone a death penalty. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, see, people forgot.
Uh-huh.
So SMU, can SMU
Oh,
now say, well, we told
wait a
you we
minute.
mm,
They're gonna say, wait a minute,
mm,
you did this to us?
mm,
Ain't that what happened with Reggie Bush?
mm.
You did that to him. And what did this dude do? What did this dude do
Mm,
to I'm telling you, I'm telling you,
mm.
let me tell you something. The NCAA was shown today
Yeah.
that they have no power. No power.
Not only no power, but right now, their only saving grace is the government because of their own uh, move of putting a in our package so vague out there that it had to grow its own self. And when they did, NCAA didn't like it. Well, you had an opportunity to put some bones on it, but yeah, you know, we know how that story goes. Not going to beat a dead horse.
And that's why I don't really want to even talk about it anymore, because we told you this was going to happen, and all of this stuff, and you know, the chickens have come home to roost now, and they are indeed singing cock-a-doodle-doo. Yeah, I'm serious. They singing cock-a-doodle-doo and any other Yankee Doodle Dandy and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna say this. Now, this is just me now. Government is not the government's not going to help them that much. Each state is different. That's what I
Yeah.
was putting in the Discord.
Yeah,
Each state
yeah.
is different.
Say that.
Every the Mississippi state tax laws and this, that, and the employment laws and this and that and the third differs than that what they are in California. Differs than that what they are in Washington.
Correct.
Everything is different. Everything is different. I mean, on the real, everything is indeed different. It's just different. And so we can sit here and discuss this. That's why I'm getting messages to talk about this, talk about that, talk about the other. I'm not ignoring you. There are some things that just need to be saved for the Discord, because we're gonna keep going around and round. We're gonna be just like that song.
Yeah.
Old Jam, round and round we go. Everybody say scrub the ground. That's where we are right about now, scrubbing the ground.
And I'm gonna say one last thing, you guys. Could you imagine this? At that time of SU's death penalty, if the compound interest on them being able to bring them back is $725 million of repentance if they were ever to bring them back up to the fold of what they lost at that time.
Yeah, I'm saying, man, it is crazy. It's crazy. But I'm gonna tell you this, everybody, you know, if you have the Discord information, go on over to the Discord. You can still stay over here and still chat in the Discord at the same time and give us your thoughts over there, because I don't want to bombard the channel with just this. And it's not to say that I'm ignoring, because I'm not. It's just, Bishop, because I want to read this. because I said I was going to read this. And I want y'all to hear this. The Big 12 athletic directors. Let me pull my iPad here. And
you got your glasses on?
I don't need them.
Okay.
I can't read. I can't listen. What's bad? I can't read nothing with my glasses on. I can read with them off. I can't read with them on. But anyway, what's up, Lady Latoya? What the business is? Lady Latoya.
Can you hear us?
Don't come on here and don't speak.
Lady Latoya, yeah.
Bama Nick said, and don't forget our midgets, Piano Man. We couldn't afford to pay them we can afford to pay them bonuses now. Hashtag Bama Nick. See, you have to understand this is a long running joke between Bama Nick, myself, and on the Ryan Fowler show. We talk about the strippers, the monkeys, and the midgets. It's a long story behind that. And we know we call them little people, but back when we were coming along, they called them midget. Midget football, powder puff football, all kinds of stuff before everybody started getting all these pronouns and nouns and adjectives and adverbs and all that kind of stuff and everything. But we got your Bama Nick. We gonna have to look into that because the way all this going. But Bishop, I'm addicted. I'm addicted to monkeys, strippers, and catfish. And I'm also, and Stephen Hicks, and I'm addicted to Bama football. I want to see how much money I can get and go to court with it. Let me see how much I can get. Let me see how much money I can get. Let me find out you getting money from the Bama courts because you addicted to Bama football. You addicted to, you just addicted.
Yeah, man.
Let me find out.
It's a straight trip. And all I can tell you is that we're in a dispensation that if you didn't think being forced by fire is the way of the land, we're running into stuff that 10 years ago you couldn't even fathom. You would be laughed out of places they wouldn't even believe you. And now all of a sudden, what used to be laughable is now the truth.
Man,
go figure that out.
You know what? There was an interview. Y'all know I'm a big Sanford and Son watcher, and there was an episode. Fred said, "There goes Sanford, there goes Son. Only thing left is and." Stephen Hicks said the NCAA is a joke. No backbone, no authority, and I'm gonna add in no teeth, no power, no nothing. The court showed you today, and Bishop. It also goes short. I'm gonna read y'all something what the Big 12 is saying, and y'all watch this for the next few days. Listen. The reason I'm not gonna talk about it much today, I want you to watch what happens in the next few days. Watch what happens for the rest of this week. Watch what happens. But let me read something to y'all, Bishop. Latoya, you on now?
Yes, I am. What it do? What the business is? Word on the street. P know how to handle his.
And the word on the street is absolutely correct.
What up, Bishop? Salute, fam.
Fam, salute. What you do? What you do?
What it do? Roll Tide chat. Long run, family. How everybody doing today?
Man, this is some screwed up junk.
We got
in the NCAA.
Yeah. We got some since when you can be able to when the NCAA make us rule up? Since when you can start taking them to court? Because if that's the case, when they gave SMU the death penalty, would they have been able to take them to court and get a judge to do that? I'm like, since when has this? Is this just becoming a trend recently? Somebody found a loophole in the law. Like, since because what we say the NCAA don't have a backbone, but if ain't nobody stopping people from being able to go to court, like when did that come about? That overrule something that's its own entity. Like. When did this start?
It looked like it came to culmination today.
It did.
Well, y'all know what? I just got an idea. I'm gonna read this in just a second. But Lady Latoya, since you bring it up, Bishop, tell me what you think of my idea.
Okay.
For those of us that had to sit through that Eastern Illinois game last year, even though Bama won, for those of us that had to sit through that Eastern Illinois game last year, we need to be suing for compensation.
Yes. If you attended the Bama Eastern Illinois game, you may have mesothelioma. Call out.
Hey, Lady Latoya.
Call out.
It's
detriment to y'all health.
Man, what you say?
I want listen. If Brendan Sorsby, because he had 6.5. See, that's what all this got to deal with, ladies and gentlemen. $6.5 million. That's what this is all about. Don't be fooled. Don't be deceived. Don't just know. Now,
Texas Tech must be real hard up for a quarterback because I would have pocketed them $6 million right back and washed my hands with Brandon Sorsby.
Me too.
I could have distributed that over 2 or 3 players. You feel me? Man, I would have washed my hands with that and put them $6 million back because hey, you violate the terms, so you're not eligible for this NIL deal anyway. Give me back, and I'm holler at you.
You got blood on your hands. Your hands are dirty. You've been riding dirty, and you know you've been riding dirty, and you know.
But you know what it all come back to, Piano Man. What we've been talking about. One word: development. They don't want to develop a quarterback. They just want to get you ready to go out the portal. They don't want to take time to develop people anymore.
You're trying to microwave you quarterback. Microwave. Which one are you? A Manna? Which one are you? Let me see. What's the name of them? Shoot. Whatever the name of all these different companies are. What are you? You're a microwave. And I want to say this while I'm at it. Thank you, Lady Latoya, because that's a safe way for saying. For all these folks that's complaining about Alabama not getting 5 stars, Alabama not getting this, Alabama not doing the transfer portal, let me tell you what Alabama is doing. They're actually doing it right. They are going into these high schools and getting players and doing evaluations and this, that, and the third. They are actually doing it right. And if you can't wait a minute, if you just can't be patient, because we want this microwave stuff. Listen, don't get me wrong. I like Jiffy cornbread, but ain't nothing like the real cornbread.
It sure ain't.
Ain't nothing like the real cornbread, Lady Latoya. That real
nothing like the real thing, baby.
What Marvin Gaye and Diana Ross got to do with this? And Tammy Terrell. What they got to do with it? Leave them where they are. But let me tell you something, but it's a good song, though. It fits the real deal. On the real deal, it fit what you're talking about. But Bishop, Lady Latoya, as much as I love Jiffy cornbread, it tastes good. But listen, I can bake a cake. But that real cornbread, the real cornbread is where your strength lie. Real cornbread go with them greens and turnips and everything. Real cornbread. Don't put no Jiffy. Listen, don't put no Jiffy in no dressing. That ain't what it do. You want real cornbread. Well, we want real teams. We don't want just this microwave stuff, this new age stuff they got going. Build a team from the ground up. And don't be putting all this money on the table. I salute you, Courtney Morgan. If they ain't worth it and you can't match it, let them go. I don't care what they say about you. Let them go. And like Lady Latoya said, you could have took them $6.5 million and got you 4 or 5 players.
Facts. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Lady Latoya and P. This Bishop, wasn't he?
Yeah, Bishop said it. Sure did. I'll finish it for you. You said it a few months ago.
Sure did.
I'll finish it for you. I'll finish the sentence. I sure will. Yeah, you said it a few months ago that, hey, take your money and spread it. Don't just put it all on the player. And ain't that what Texas Tech did? That's what this is all about, ladies and gentlemen. $6.5 million. And if you can't see that, then you just don't want to see it. And you don't want to admit that there is fault. You know what?
Yeah.
They just want to, like you said, they want a microwave team. They just want to buy a championship. That's basically what these teams trying to do now. Buy a championship. It's long gone are the days of where you actually, like you said, get high school players and develop them. And that's why I was saying, like this year, we got a young team, but like even the transfers have more eligibility left. If they take and they develop these guys, like next year, for the next 2 years, Bama gonna be just damn near unstoppable.
Thank you.
And we ain't spending as much money as everybody else did. Because like you said, we developing them out of high school. And then when we do go get these other players, they might be 3-star, not 4 and 5 stars, but like we said, we getting them at a discount. Or with the what's his name? Hayward. We wanted him first. He went to Michigan. Now get what? We got you at a discount now. Because we definitely ain't offering you what we would have offered you in the beginning when we wanted you initially. You feel me? So they using their money wisely.
And watch the value grow up. And ain't that what Coach Saban used to say? Create value for yourself.
Yeah.
You create it for you. What you waiting on somebody to create something for you that you can create for yourself?
Right.
Let me ask y'all a question. Now that we got we got confirmation, so you understand Bishop ain't just talking, but I'm allowing stuff to show you that in 2026, the model that was before is obsolete. And if you ain't forced by fire and you ain't built it and developed it, you're not going to get into the playoffs. I'm telling you now. You have no choice. Sankey has made sure with the 9 games, you think about it, with the 9 games and not a second bye week, you're talking about if your team, your university has not dug deep and developed those young men coming in to, I don't care if it's 19 plays in a year, those 19 plays have to be the best plays they can do. And they got to be able to be a part of what you're building, because understand, in this day and age, that's a long time over an 8-game period to try to go without a bye and stay at a certain level of play and win each and every week in the Southeastern Conference.
Oh, now, Bishop, now I'm going to tell you like my best friend tells me. You know you didn't play fair right there, don't you?
Yeah, I know.
You know you didn't play fair right there.
I know. I know.
Did you catch what he said?
Yeah, I caught
what he said. Chat, did y'all catch what Bishop said? Because basically what Bishop said is you putting all your stock in this one player. You got 8 weeks to go. Some of you got 4, but then the catch is it's still going to all even out in the wash. It's still going to even out, because even if you play your first 4 games, your next 8 you don't have a bye.
Okay, so let me ask this. So even if they make the Big 12 championship, they make the college playoff, is everybody gonna be looking at them with the people's eyebrow?
Yeah.
How serious? See, it's like it's gonna leave a skid mark on the reputation. Is what I'm saying. Nobody's really gonna take you seriously because you had to go to the NCAA and reinstate your gambling quarterback and this and that. How we know if they lose a game that they should have won by big? When we gonna say that he just bet on the game, he threw that game. Like it's gonna be scrutiny on the university. That's why I said I would have pocketed my $6 million back and got me a couple of players.
I could have gotten me 3 or 4.
So you mean to tell me while all this been going on, you hadn't been developing another quarterback just in case?
And can I? You guys know I'm from the Sooner Nation. Mm-hmm. Haven't we seen this before in the Big 12?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember seeing this for 6 years in a row.
Uh-oh.
I can't quite put my finger on it, but there was a team out of Norman that they could win the conference, but when they got in the playoff, what happened? Oh, that's right. Documentation beat conversation.
Didn't quite work out for them right there. But Bishop,
and I understand you got to understand It's a reason to it. When you get over here and you go through this season, you start realizing there's levels to it. And if you don't recognize that, you soon will. One way or the other, you shall get exposed.
Check this out. This is what I've been trying to get to. And then pretty
Go
soon,
ahead.
I guess going to be here in just a few. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
The Big 12 athletic directors are outraged by the court ruling granting Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby a temporary injunction to play. Officials are reportedly disgusted and stunned over his return following admissions of betting on sports, including wagers on his own teams. The conference is holding emergency meetings with some schools even discussing boycotts of Texas Tech games. Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen, about those Texas Tech games. They're not just talking about football. They're talking about Texas Tech as a whole sports program. Every sport. Check this out. The situation has caused massive friction across college athletics. Here's what leadership and insiders are saying. Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark stated that the ruling has significant ramifications, creating a great concern amongst our membership, and noted that the NCAA is pushing to appeal. By the way, and the NCAA did, according to what I just heard about 40 minutes ago, the NCAA did appeal the injunction. They appealed it today. It's been appealed. So y'all know what's about to happen. I ain't even got to go through that. Y'all already know about that.
Hey, P. All I got to say is you got to see that NCAA is on life support. That's why they were pushing so hard for the government to intervene, because they're at their wits' end. They don't have a clue on how to get their groove back, like Stella, and they know for a fact they're on the clock. They know it, and without a doubt, if the government don't come in and help them, y'all watch what's happened. There's going to be some major movement, and we just might have seen the last of the NCAA as we known it. Mark my words.
Let me finish this, because it's a lot of this.
Go ahead.
A lot of folks that had something to say. Check this out. An anonymous Big 12 athletic director told ESPN they are disgusted and declared that the conference has officially lost our soul. Gene Taylor, he came on out with it. Kansas State athletic director confirmed there has been serious conversation among ADs about whether or not schools should take the field against Texas Tech this season. Ain't that what you just said, Lady Latoya?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Mark Harlan, the Utah AD, expressed his severe disappointment in a public statement, calling the ruling a threat to competitive integrity. Jim Phillips, the ACC commissioner, labeled the Sorsby's case as a part of here we go, Bishop, of a horrendous pattern that is eroding the integrity of our process. All right. Let me tell you something else. Here we go. I'm sorry. Right here. All right. Let's go. Just reading a little bit right here.
You good.
And then I'm going to read something else right here. Okay. Now, this is coming from Lubbock, Texas. What I'm about to read, this is from right out there at Texas Tech. News about Brendan Sorsby being granted an injunction to be eligible to play for the Texas Tech football team in 2026 is being met with backlash from across the sports landscape. Retired Tarrant County Judge Ken Curry ruled in Sorsby's favor Monday after Sorsby, who admitted to gambling on sports, including on Indiana football games while he was a member of the Hoosiers, to bypass the NCAA's previous ruling, that stripped Sorsby of his collegiate eligibility. Curry's ruling grants Sorsby eligibility after serving a 2-game suspension. Y'all.
Yeah.
This is getting sickening.
Yeah.
Y'all ready to hear who the 2-game suspensions are against?
Go ahead.
Abilene Christian and Oregon State.
Oh.
Bless their heart.
Now, watch this. And says, this is what the judge said now. Chat, pay attention. And says the NCAA cannot ban, B-A-N, the Cincinnati transfer from competing with the Red Raiders. Let me read that one more time. Curry's ruling grants Sorsby eligibility after serving a 2-game suspension and says the NCAA cannot just render them powerless, cannot ban the Cincinnati transfer from competing with the Red Raiders. In addition to the wide-ranging opinion of folks around the sport of college football, Ross Dellinger of Yahoo Sports dropped a story Monday afternoon that says athletic directors across the Big 12 and the SEC are less than thrilled about the ruling. The decisions have included whether or not teams want to play Texas Tech. And if you want to read the rest of that, look for the Lubbock Avalanche Journal. Just look it up and you will find umpteen articles there.
Hey,
and,
I got a song that fits this. I think y'all might look for all of those back in the day. Remember Schoolhouse Rock? Remember I'm Just a Bill?
Yep.
I'm just a bill.
You know, Capitol Hill.
And I'm waiting.
And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill.
Oh man!
Wow,
this is crazy.
My bad. I'll be good. I'm just being a little messy.
This is what Anthony has been asking me to read. He said, I've been saying this since the name, image, and likeness happened. These kids that are benefiting from this should thank their lucky stars for the lawsuit that the O'Bannon brothers had against the NCAA when they didn't get their money, when the NCAA used their likeness for the NCAA basketball game back in the day. Yes, I understand that. But this right here, the O'Bannon brothers case is peanuts compared to this. And then I'm going to say this, though, Anthony. What they did to the O'Bannon brothers back in the day, and honest to goodness, I've been a sports fan all my life, but some of this foolishness I wasn't paying attention to back then. Yeah. I'm almost like Stephen Hicks. I could care less. I could have cared less. But now that I'm in this and I'm living to see all of this, what I'm glad you brought that up, because what's going to happen now, cases from even way back that some of them didn't rule in their favor, Bishop and Lady LaToya, watch what's about to happen.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm afraid of.
I would not use the term Pandora's box. I was just going to say all hell them broke loose.
And then they acting like this Thornby kid is a proven winner. They act like they trying to get Cam Newton reinstated. I see you going through all this trying to get him to come back and be eligible. But what has Thornby proved?
He proved that he can bet.
That's it. That's it.
He proved that he can gamble.
That's it.
Got that down pat. He's proved that he can gamble. He proved that.
Here's what I will say. I'm sorry, Pete. Go ahead and finish your thought, bro.
It's a sad day. I really, y'all, if it wasn't for me inviting Justin on tonight, I would, this is supposed to be a happy time, and it still is happy.
It's still happy.
But the game I love college football. Bishop, Lady Latoya, chat. The game I love is now poison, is now toxic.
It is. It really is.
Toxic. And this is all I ask. Now, let me break this down to its lowest common denominator. And chat, please hear me here. I just want my Alabama Crimson Tide. Every player, every coach, every trainer, every piece of staff, whatever. And then not only the football team, the basketball team. Shout out to the baseball team who's doing it.
Salute.
We play in Oklahoma Saturday.
Yep.
Shout out to the baseball team. Shout out to track and field. Shout out to those women that softball team. Shout out to all Alabama
athletics. Say it.
Didn't I tell y'all we're the everything school? See, nobody said anything. See, I'm gonna tell y'all what. See, some of y'all be having your picks and chooses in the Discord, and I be noticing that stuff. You see what I'm saying? But nobody commenting on the fact that Alabama is in the Bass Masters tournament.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
See, nobody commented on that because all we did is stuck on football. You better wake up. Alabama sports is right now one of the hottest commodities walking the planet. Not just the football.
Guess what I learned from KB?
What's that?
Alabama and I think Georgia are the only D1 schools that made the postseason in every sport. Man, that's something to be proud of, man. Mm-hmm. Every sport.
Every one of them. Alabama, Georgia. I don't give nothing. I don't care about Georgia making it.
Me either.
Can go jump in the lake with a bunch of snakes in it, as far as I'm concerned, and stay there. Hope you make it over. Hope you make it to the other side. But just in case you don't, there's a medicine bag up the tree somewhere, and there's a bunch of bees waiting on you up there. I don't care about Georgia, but Alabama, don't
just support football. Support all Alabama athletes.
I'm just pro Alabama. I want Alabama sports to keep their nose clean. Keep their nose clean. Because I'm going to tell you what, and Double A said it. If this was Alabama, she said they would grow some new teeth. No, they wouldn't. They would grow a brand new mouth.
A whole mouth.
A whole mouth. To make sure that Alabama got punished. Didn't I tell y'all? I told you. Just last week, I think, when Bediako came back, Greg Sankey was raising all that sand about Bediako. But the moment LSU did it, yeah, I'm saying it again. I don't care who hears it. But the moment LSU did it, the same situation. Where was Greg Sankey? Somewhere with the hush mouth. That's what the old folks used to say. He hushed his fuss. Alabama, and for those of you, Stephen Hicks, everybody, see, Alabama is being watched and everything. Because if this was Alabama, trust me when I tell you. See, I say it because I watch and pay attention to what's happening. They gave Joey even when Nico was going through what he was going through. They gave Nico Amalieva to a certain degree. They gave Nico the blues. The SEC did. I don't blame him. I would have left too. Now, if you're gonna do what's right, you got to do what's right by everybody.
Everybody.
You got to do what's right by everybody. If you're going to be fair to everybody, not just who you want to be fair to.
But you see how Josh Hyper stood up to Nico though. He ain't let him bully him because I can't start that trend. And see, this is what Texas Tech coach should have did. You should have wiped your hands clean or so and don't start this mess. Because now what's gonna stop? Okay, one of your players going out there and driving too fast, getting speeding tickets or whatever. Then you try to suspend him and you take it to court. The NCAA say he can't play. You try to take it to court and get him back being able to play. I mean, it's like, what can they not do now? Like, are there rules anymore?
There are none.
Mm.
There are none.
Wild West, man.
I don't know what part of that y'all don't catch when I say, "Thou shalt don't break the 11th commandment. Thou shalt not get caught."
Well, that's still strong.
I keep telling you.
Yeah.
Reverse flea flick. Look him. I agree. I agree. Georgia could find a slippery rocks and say, huh? Georgia was doing everything. And folks was, I ain't got to repeat what Georgia did. Y'all already know. And nobody said a word. Nobody. But let that have been Bama. Yeah, I say it again. Let that have been Bama. This world would have been upside down, Bishop. They would have turned the world upside doggone down. If this had been Alabama, let me just say it like this. Lord help us. If this had been, let me make it real juicy for you. What if this had been Jalen Milroe and Ryan Coleman Williams on some foolishness?
Or John Mateer.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Come on, man.
If this had been, so let this had been them. See, it ain't no one size fit all. I don't believe in that crap.
Yeah.
If this was a one size fit all, if this was a one size fit all, then as soon as it happened to Alabama,
yeah,
then there would have been, CNN would have had breaking news, ESPN would have had breaking news, Fox would have been breaking news, the PBS would have had breaking news, commercials would have been broken news. Everybody would have been breaking news because it's Alabama. Do what's right. But Texas Tech, once again, I made the statement last week. Texas Tech said is showing us all we got to do is go take it to our courts. This is bigger than Bama now. Bama just got to keep their nose clean because now you're seeing, and if the SEC don't wake up, I'm talking about the SEC as a whole needs to wake up and see and pay attention. I'm just saying. We had better pay attention because this is about to get worse. But I told y'all a few minutes ago, and I'm gonna do something else because my guest's getting ready to get on here in just a second. But let me tell y'all something. Mark my word. Watch the rest of this week how it all plays out.
The gumbo ain't ready. It's just simmering.
It's just simmering right now. We just listen, Bishop, listen, Twister, listen, Lady Latoya, listen, chat. They gonna do this gumbo the old-fashioned way. This ain't going on the stove. This is they building this on the fire. They building a little pit, and they getting all the logs together, getting their wood together, and everything. And they building a stand, and they putting the pot on the stand. And I'm finna tell you something else. And this is a big pot they stirring, Bishop. It's a big pot. There's all kind of sausage going on in that bad boy. It's just getting started. There's some alligator sausage going in there, and some andouille going in there. Oh, trust me. Trust Piano Man when he tells you this gonna be this gonna be an authentic Cajun from back in the Gap kind of gumbo. And that Zataran, that boudin, that rice, everything is going to be something serious. And you know what? And anybody that really knows about gumbo, you know good and well, you don't cook gumbo in the summertime.
Heck no. Never.
You don't cook it in the summertime. So what is the other man saying? Somebody about to get sick. Somebody about to get sick. You eat that gumbo now, as soon as it gets done and it's 70, 80 degrees outside, it's spoiling. Matter of fact, it's spoiled by the time it's done. It's gonna be bubbling. It's gonna be bubbling like a science experiment. Y'all, the NCAA was shown today. There is no power. There's no tooth. There's no teeth in his mouth. False dental implants, real. Right now, they gumming. So all they can do is eat parade food and amongst other stuff. That's all I can say about that. But y'all, I'm saddened. My heart is heavy because I thought, Bishop, I thought that somewhere along the line that justice was just gonna reign supreme. I thought like what Bino said and him and Coach Carl said in the chat in our Discord and said that the NCAA finally stood up, only to find out you ain't got no power. The king ain't got no clothes on. What's up, Twister? Roll Tide, my brother.
Roll Tide, you got Roll Tide, you got Roll Tide. Salute to you, Bishop. Salute to your chat.
Salute.
Man, I just came in just hearing this hot garbage, man. So they letting Texas get away with. Now, which sport? Football, basketball, what?
He's football. He's the quarterback of Texas Tech.
And they restrained him for what?
They doing what?
They reinstating him?
Yeah, after he was gambling. For gambling.
Yeah, after he was denied. The NCAA denied him, but the court said they will reinstate him, and they did.
Oh, so they let it slide, but they had a hissy fit with old boy from Alabama basketball coming back from the league to play, and they all got in an uproar. So, Piano Man, I've been saying this for months. It's favoritism long. If it ain't Bama doing it, they don't care. They don't want Bama doing nothing. They want us to die. They like, long as if Alabama doing it, oh yeah, they're gonna be like sharks smelling blood on us. But it'd be no other teams. LSU done did it, they didn't say anything. Texas Tech did it, they ain't say anything. Baylor did it, they ain't say anything. But if Alabama has something going on, oh boy, I can't believe you doing this. Now Nick Saban talking about the goddamn money and stuff. All of a sudden, oh man, Nick Saban he need to stay retired. He need to stay this, and I'm like, nah, bro. Y'all don't understand what y'all doing to these poor kids. Don't have no clue at all. But as long as it ain't Bama, they don't care.
But I'm finna tell you what, though. Here's the catch. But it's all the schools now. They letting see. I've had a problem with the Texas schools. But if I were SMU tonight, Bishop, because you touched on it earlier. If I were SMU, I would go back and remind the NCAA, this is what y'all did to me. And y'all gonna let the court do that to y'all? Okay, let me see something here. And you know what? Now, this is just a hypothetical. This is just an educated guess. This is just an opinion. My opinion. I'm like governor. This is my opinion. Then I just believe that they might just try to get some where those guys got the death penalty. it just might be some compensation coming out of that.
Piano man, I got one for you. Okay, they just say we bring back Deontay Lawson for one more year. Can we bring him? We just stay him back on the Alabama team? Yeah, he got undrafted, but can we bring him back and put him back on the team? If they let somebody else do it without being quiet, let's just bring back Deontay Lawson. Let's just bring back who else that went to pro? Let's bring all them back.
Well,
If they doing that.
I heard that. Y'all, my guest is here. I've been following this guy ever since I've been doing it, even before I started doing this. And man, I just love the way he brings the news. And you talk about an insider. This dude is an insider. And if you've never seen any of his content on TikTok, you need to, I mean, he's on there umpteen times a day. I wish I could do that and bring up the lights and the this, that, and the third. But I want y'all to welcome to the kitchen my friend, my brother from another mother and everything from the Bama Standard is Justin Riley, y'all. What's up, Justin?
Man, first of all, thank you for all the kind words. I greatly appreciate that. And since we're talking about bringing people back, Reuben Foster had eligibility left. Can we bring him back too?
There you go.
I mean, even if it's just like on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1.
Yeah, bring back the killer. Oh yes, please do that.
What about? Can I? You know who else had eligibility left?
Who?
Bryce Young have eligibility left.
What a world we live in now.
What about Will?
Bryce Young and Caleb DeBoer offense. Oh man, he did it in the Bill O'Brien offense. Hell,
light up Georgia defense like they did back in 2021. Yeah, I would love to see that again.
So Justin, how's it been going, man?
Well, can I petition Landon Dickerson to come back as well? Because we'd love to see a monster up front moving people out of the way. That'd be fantastic.
What about Evan Neal?
I'll take him too, man. Any of those folks pre-NIL and even some of those that
bring me Will Anderson back then.
Tyler Booker.
I mean,
any of those pre-NIL offensive linemen, yes, please bring them back. I would sign up for that in a heartbeat.
I hear you. Well, Justin, I'm here to, man, we want to just chop it up with you a few minutes because when I asked you to come, I told you what the format was going to be. And first thing I want to talk about is with you, man, how did you get started in this? What drew your attention to the journalistic side of all of this? How did Justin Riley get started?
Well, it's funny because my degree is actually in exercise science, which has absolutely nothing to do with what I'm doing now. I never took a broadcasting class. My aspirations were either to be a trainer or a strength conditioning coach, which I was in that arena for a little bit. And then I bought into corporate America's lie of unlimited growth potential. But I always had a heart for the journalistic side of things. Was always writing. I wrote articles for websites at one point, but I always found a strong fascination with the guys on Sports Talk Radio. I don't know where everyone is from here, but I was in Birmingham for a long time after I graduated from Alabama, and I tuned into WJOX every day and listened to every show that was on there. And I'm just sitting here thinking, I could do that, but how do I get my foot in the door? Well, fast forward years later, buddies of mine and I got together and did a little virtually rarely seen channel on YouTube called the Sports Cast. And I was the Alabama guy. So I was always covering Alabama football, providing the breakdowns every week of the games and the recaps and all that. And then all of a sudden COVID happened. They shut down sports completely. There was nothing to talk about. But here we are, a little startup just trying to make our way in the game. And we're sitting there looking at each other. What do we do now? Well, it's funny how God works. I was on Facebook one day. You know how they always have those friend suggestions and they start listing out those people you may know, right? I started coming across all these former Alabama players that were there when I was around. And the guy popped up first was Marvin Constant. So I'm thinking, well, there is no sport, so why don't we see if we can interview these guys? And it was a long shot at that time, so I was like, what the heck, man? I started messaging all those guys. Never thought I'd hear anything about it. The next day, my inbox is flooded with responses from all these former Alabama guys, and they were so happy, man, just so happy to be in the spotlight again and feeling relevant again. They came on. Man, I had 4 weeks of shows just lined up. Sorry, 4 months of shows lined up because of Alabama guys just wanting to talk, wanting to chop it up. My very first interview, and guys, I don't know who your favorite player was growing up, but mine was George T. That's who sold me Alabama. I got to interview him the very first time. And man, listen, talking about fanboying, it was tough. I was just trying to suppress the emotions and still make it sound like I somewhat knew what I was talking about. So got him on there. Great interview. Awesome guy. One of the best guys you ever meet. The very next week, former Alabama head coach Bill Curry. And I know to a lot of Bama fans, they're not really big fans of him because there's one thing that was inexcusable about his career. He never beat Auburn. But he had a very good career, but he's arguably one of the best storytellers that I've ever been around, man. If you ever get a chance to meet him or listen to him, do yourself a favor and grant him that opportunity to talk to you. But it started building up from there. And Marvin Constant came on, and after we talked and had that interview, he called me up. He said, man, I think we got something here. Let's start something where we can let former players come on. It's a safe place. They don't have to worry about the media trying to get all this dirt and all these stories. They can just come and talk ball, have a good time. So we did that. And it started off with just me and him. We did it for a long time. We started bringing in all these players. It was fantastic. I'm like living the dream. The 12-year-old kid in me was just elated, right? Well, we started expanding a little bit. We invited Stephen and Smith to come on. And he went from guest to panelist, and we brought Steve Brown on for a little bit. He went from guest to panelist, and we had 4 people at that time. And the next thing we're thinking about, okay, how can we get any bigger? Well, we bring on Bo Scarborough, and it just started to grow from there. And we outgrew the platform we were on at that point. We went to another platform, continued to grow, outgrew that platform. TDA invited us to come on. And so we got on there, and that's when God just opened the floodgates up for us as far as exposure, and our platform just grew astronomically. And we got to the point where we felt like, you know what, we can do this on our own. We don't have to be under somebody. And we created our channel in 2021 and just skyrocketed from there, man. It's just been an incredible ride ever since. And the guest list has grown considerably. It's now going for just a handful of people to having contacts from literally every decade of Alabama football. Has been a tremendous blessing.
And so I'm listening to you. I watch you all, you, Marvin, and we have the different ones up there and everything. My other question would be, and I've got a bunch of them because I want you to, we want to kind of go in depth with some stuff. Where do you see, well, let's go back a minute. Let me just get on down.
Okay.
When Coach Saban retired, first thing was, how did it make you feel?
Well, it couldn't have come at a worse time during the day because I was at work. And so I couldn't react. I couldn't answer anything. All of a sudden, my phone just blows up nonstop to the point to where I thought it was going to shut down. I thought the world was ending at that point. Sure. And I was just blown away. And I'm sitting there just trying to contact as many people on our platform as possible. Hey, can you guys go live? Can you do something? We got to jump on about and cover this. And it was surreal. But when I let the emotions kind of die down and just started thinking about the things that I'd seen and I've been told just leading up to that moment, it really came as no surprise. I felt like that time was going to come at any moment. And the determining factors pushed him into that moment. And I completely agree with his reasoning behind it. And like I said, it was a year or 2 years before that. I was talking to Bo, and he went down there to talk to the team when we all kind of noticed a difference in attitude and want to and toughness, and it just wasn't Bama ball, guys. I think we can all admit to at one point that it just wasn't Bama ball anymore. And Coach Saban was just really was concerned about it. Of course, publicly he couldn't admit that. So he decided to call upon his former guys who were on his leadership council to come and speak to the team. One of the first guys he called was Bo Scarborough. Bo was like a son to him. He said, Bo, I need you to come talk to these guys. Try to get through to them. Bo gets there, man, listen. Bo don't hold back. He's that old school Bama sci-fi. This means something. He went in there and he tore them a new one. He said, look, y'all hadn't won nothing. Y'all hadn't won nothing since 2020. We built what you're on right now. Y'all hadn't done nothing to show us respect for that. And he just unleashed hell on them. And he said, look, if you ain't for Bama, there's the door. Get the F out. And he started calling people out one by one and saying what he saw on film. And he said, look, they saying it, man. This ain't it. And get rid of all these green mouthpieces. Get rid of all these things that just aren't Bama and aren't unified. No, we can't be doing all that stuff. That's all distractions. Of course, as y'all know, Terrion Arnold and his co-host on his podcast were talking about Bo and how they thought it was a joke. And when Bo walked out the door, they start, flipping him off and start saying all these negative things about him. And I'm just like, who in the world are y'all to sit there and treat a guy like that in that manner? And Bo went up to Coach Saban's office. They shut the door. Bo turned around, and the first thing Saban said was, Bo, I can't do anything with him anymore. I don't have any control. Man, listen, when I heard that, it just broke my heart. And I knew that the end was coming. I didn't know if it was going to be today. I didn't know if it was going to be the next day, but I knew that the train had already started going down that track.
When I hear this as a 50-something year Bama fan, this is the first time I've heard it to this degree. What were some of the others? I know you can't get off into a lot of things about it, pertinent details, but like, what were other former players saying from the Saban time? But then I also, if you've heard, what were even some of the guys from the Bear Bryant days saying?
Man, you saw it every week on our show, dude. What they were witnessing, they didn't hold back. And every week on our show, they bring it to the forefront. This ain't Bama. This ain't what we built. These kids don't care anymore. They're too soft. And some of the things they're conveying to me that they were seeing and hearing from behind the scenes, and they were just absolutely disgusted. That's what really kind of summarizes the whole thing, man. It's just they're absolutely disgusted, and they felt they cared more about building their brand rather than serving the brand. And of course, NIL didn't help things at all. And as NIL and transfer portal grew and that culture continually implemented, it became worse and worse. And it got to the point to where some players just wouldn't show up, and not because they didn't want to help. It's just what the help that they were providing wasn't being received or respected.
Wow. Well, were there players there that wanted Alabama, the standard, as we say, to continue? They were really pushing for that standard, or were they all, like you said, flipping them off or not paying any attention? Or, what was the players' attitude? What was happening with the players?
Well, first of all, it wasn't all of them, but there were some of them that just were not about Bama mindset. Now, you had guys like Tim Keenan, man, who bleed crimson and white, and it showed every play on the field. There is no question. Bray Hubbard guy bleeds crimson and white. It shows every single day on the field. But, man, there are others that oftentimes they were going into business for themselves. I had former Alabama coaches or assistant coaches and talking to us behind the scenes, and they're just losing their minds because they're watching the All 22 film. And for those who are not familiar with the All 22 film, that is the film that the coaches are able to watch that's not available to the general public. You have to be a coach in order to see this. They're watching that, and they're seeing guys make business decisions, avoiding contact, refusing to make tackles, not wanting to play because they're being told by their agents, aka their uncles, that they don't need to play in that game because it's going to hurt their draft stock. And then like I said, this isn't just some random person at some water cooler somewhere talking about a bunch of conspiracy theories. These are from coaches that we trust and have been on our show before. And if you watch yourself, you can see it on film. And matter of fact, there are several times where you saw when things weren't going right, the team would lay down. Am I wrong?
Just someone.
No, you're not.
Right.
And you had even some of the players admit to us that they didn't take certain teams seriously because they didn't feel like they were the caliber of the SEC. They didn't feel like they were the caliber of Bama. So they didn't think much of them. And, of course, some of those ended up beating the hell out of us and embarrassing us at times.
And so now we have Coach DeBoer. And I want to say this. I am in support of Coach DeBoer. He inherited what he has and everything. But so let's walk through when he first got there. What was the attitude then? Because we know what you just said from when Coach said he couldn't do anything with them. And then we know he retired. I remember that day he retired. And I'm like you. I thought that the world was coming to an end. I was looking for the Lord to crack the sky. I went outside just to go and see if it was true, and me personally, I've told this story before, Justin. I went into sort of a semi-depression because for 17 years, I was used to Coach Saban. The only other time I felt this way was when the day Bear Bryant died. I'm being honest with you. When he retired, that was one thing. But when he passed away, that was another thing. And I was hurt because I had just lost my own dad. And Coach Bryant was like, even though I never met him, but just watching how he maneuvered on the field, watching how he maneuvered amongst the media, how he spoke, the interaction with his players. It just reminded me a lot of my own dad, of how he did. And so when so Coach Bryant passing away, Coach Saban retiring, and it was the way that it happened. I just kind of went into a funk there for a few days. I really did. My sister told me, she said, "Wendell, you're not acting right." And I said, I'll be fine. I was still a school teacher. I could care less what them students was talking about right there, because I was worried about my football team. I'm being honest. I was worried. So now Coach DeBoer comes. Now the attitude, where just walk us in through that. And then I'm going to get to what I'm trying to do. Go ahead, Justin.
Well, first of all, I've been through a roller coaster of experiences throughout my time as an Alabama fan. Of course, when I'm really starting to get into the game and understanding what it means, like I said, George Teague was the reason I became an Alabama fan. So I'm experiencing prime Gene Stallings, true Bama. I know it's nothing compared to what you saw from Coach Bryant, but it was somewhat similar in so many ways. He retires. I felt that same kind of loss, seeing him leave the game. But I somewhat believed in Mike DeBose. Well, Mike DeBose was involved in a lot of different things, so we don't have to go into that. But I was there during the time at University of Alabama from 99 through 2003. First year I get there, we won an SEC championship. And I'm thinking, okay, we're about to be Bama again. And all of a sudden we get hit by probation. I went through 4 coaches in 5 years at Alabama. Mike DeBose, Dennis Franchione, 20 minutes of Mike Price, and then Mike Shula. I actually worked for Mike Shula my last year under the strength and conditioning coach. So I know a lot of Bama fans, the new age Bama fans, think that these are hard times. You don't know hard times, brother. No, you new age Bama fans understand hard times. I was
Say that
there.
again.
What's that?
You just say that
Say
again.
that again for the
They
people in
don't
the
know.
back.
None of you current new age Bama fans understand hard times. The height of my time at the University of Alabama was making the Independence Bowl. That's hard times. The height of my time at University of Alabama was being on probation. We couldn't go to a bowl game, so they purposely scheduled a trip to Hawaii to count as a bowl game. Come on now. Being 10-2 and arguably the best team in the country in 2002, but we couldn't do anything about it because we were on probation. No, that ain't hard. I mean, what we're going through right now ain't hard at all. Now, it's not what we're accustomed to by any stretch of the imagination, because like you said, brother, 17 years we experienced absolute bliss, and it's quite honestly, it's not going to be repeated by again, not just by Alabama, by anybody, because of the way the landscape is now. It's just not going to happen. Because of NIL, transfer portal, you can't maintain a roster, you can't develop players. And we can go down a completely different rabbit hole. But to your initial question, as far as DeBoer and how he is received, first of all, I'm a DeBoer fan. I respect the man. I believe in him. But he had the whole world against him going in there. I'm not just talking about the outside and all the doubters. There were a lot of people on that team that weren't for him. And you saw it on the field. They fought him tooth and nail, just trying to do their own thing. And it wasn't just his first year. Of course, it got a little bit better his second year because a lot of those guys with the bad attitudes and were in it for themselves and ended up migrating out, whether it be the transfer portal or whether it be the NFL. Got a little bit better, but there was still enough around in that second year to where they were making life difficult for him. And the fact that he was still able to win 11 games despite a lot of things going against him, that speaks volumes of who he is as a coach. And I know everybody was up in arms in the offseason when we had the mass exodus, so to speak, into the transfer portal of name guys. Guys, those were some of the biggest problems and the reasons why we didn't do as well as we did. I'll give you an example. One of those games where we got our ass handed to us, the team the night before decided to go to a Rod Wave concert, and the curfew was at a certain time. Well, they didn't come in at curfew, which I believe was about 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. They filtered in at 1, 2, 4, and 6 in the morning when they had that game the next day. And when they got back, the coaches were pissed off at them because they broke rules, right? Well, they decided to throw a little tantrum, and they adopted the "I'll show them" attitude. And the next day, they laid down on the field, and we got beat. But they sure taught us a lesson, right? That's why those guys were out.
Yeah.
And I know that Marvin and Ha were going back and forth at each other, which is great for television, right? But what Ha was trying to tell people is that the film don't lie. Look at the film. Guys that were definitely talent through the roof, they weren't living up to the potential. They weren't playing to the potential, and they weren't playing to the potential the team needed either, because they were doing things they shouldn't have been doing. So they were told to leave. And everybody got mad at Ha at that moment for saying those things and coming at Bama fans because he was defending DeBoer at the moment. Listen, I'm going to give you a little secret. Each year, some players, when you see them at the transfer portal and everybody loses their minds, sometimes they're told to leave. And that happened. Now, we got rid of a lot of players, but now what did DeBoer do? He went out and he handpicked people that were going to buy into him. They were going to fit his plans. They're going to fit his system. Now, some of them might not be as big in names as we'd like. Some of them don't have a lot of experience. Some of them don't have a lot of experience with each other. There are a lot of redshirt freshmen who are coming in and didn't have a whole lot of playing time because of being redshirted. But the talent's there. But more importantly, I think what he was going for is the want to is there.
Wow.
But
Well,
yeah,
so
he had to fight through so much crap that the general public didn't see, and
right,
they didn't want to hear. And that's
right.
the thing about being on these platforms. You can tell people exactly what that they need to hear or what they're asking to hear, and they'll turn around and spit in your eye and say you don't know what you're talking about.
Mm.
And it's every day. But DeBoer is not some gooftard who just showed up and decided, you know what, I want to coach football at arguably the best program in the country. Let me go try this.
So when we look, because I'm gonna be honest with you, and for those of you that have never seen any of the clips of the Ha Ha and Marvin Constant debacle, there, in my opinion, it is hilarious. Especially when Ha Ha went around asking everybody, "Do you know who this guy is?"
He was asking people that were not around when he was playing. For one,
it was funny, man. It was funny, and I know a lot of people took offense to it and everything, but I understood both sides. I understood both sides, but like you said, and God rest Kobe Bryant. The numbers don't lie, the film don't lie. So whatever it was they were looking at that we did not see, that we wasn't seeing, I think they were looking at it in the total thing, not just one or two games. They were looking at it totally and said, this ain't gonna work. This is not gonna work. So now, Justin, now that we've got all of that out of the way, where are we now? Let's talk about now. We saw what happened last year. 11 and 4. 11 and 4. If we break it down in the regular season, we were what? 10 and 2.
Yep.
We were 10 and 2 in the regular season. Justin, in my opinion, and I know people have their opinion, and I know they think that Bama's supposed to go undefeated all the time. It doesn't matter who it is, whatever. But you said it earlier, because the landscape has changed, we think that we're just supposed to be able to go out there. We're Bama, we're supposed to win. It doesn't work that way all the time now. Teams around Bama have progressively gotten better. And you know, it is what it is, but here we are now. And so we know that on September the 5th, we have East Carolina. Now, Justin, I got you for about another 30 minutes, bro. So I'm finna work you for a minute.
Okay.
Here we go. What is your earnest expectation starting with camp, and let's go all the way to September 5th? What is your expectation, position, especially, let's just deal with offense, every position. If you can think of it like that, who do you expect to start? I want to hear what Justin Riley has
wow. Position by position, or just certain key groups?
You know what? Let's just start with the O-line, because I've said, and like Lady Latoya up there in the middle there, she and I, and we've all said that if the O-line does not gel, it won't matter who's quarterback. It won't matter who's back there running the football. And the receivers can just forget it. If the O-line is not gelled, it won't matter who's doing anything else. We're not going to get far because of the lack of O-line presence. So from Justin Riley's perspective, just being your everyday fan, taking off the sportscaster and the journalism and the this and the that and the third, let's start with the O-line from tackle to tackle. Who's your first day starter? Who are you most excited about?
Man, who I'm most excited about is Racing Delgatti. I don't know if anyone's had an opportunity to watch his film. Look, I know he played at Cal Poly, but let's look beyond where he played. Let's look at how he played and what he did. the guy has got this level of nasty I haven't seen from an Alabama offensive lineman in quite some time. And we talked about Landon Dickerson earlier, jokingly about coming back. He kind of reminds me of Landon Dickerson in terms of his attitude, and he's a bully, and he's always looking for people to hit. When his assignment's done, man, he is going to where the contact is going to be. He's running downfield, and he's knocking people down. You talking about play to the whistle blows. He plays until the whistle is blown 5 times and has to be pulled off of somebody. I love that. Been a while since we've seen that. In terms of who's going to start, Jackson Lloyd's going to be at left tackle. William Sanders is going to be at left guard. Of course, Racing Delgado starting center. Right guard Michael Carroll, right tackle Javen James. And I heard a lot of great things about Javen James coming out of spring.
Yeah. Were you at A-Day?
I was.
And now tell me your thought, because Layla Latoya and I were there. A couple of others in the chat were there at A-Day. If you see a lady by the name of Pamela Cole, and if you see C-Spot Comforters, we were all there. Along with Lady Latoya, we were all sitting together and we were watching. I took a lot of notes in that game, and everything. So tell me, and I know A-Day is not the best place to give an eval and everything, but tell me what you thought of A-Day.
Well, it was great to actually have some football again. Can we all admit that, regardless of whether it was just a scrimmage?
Absolutely.
It allows you to get that fixed for a minute, to tide you over until fall. It was fantastic. Wish it would the heat would have been down just a little bit. I may have came out looking like this afterwards, but I mean, hey, sometimes we gotta make sacrifices, right? But I just enjoyed that we got back to somewhat the A-Day format, even though we're wearing the helmet protectors or whatever you want to call that padding on top and wearing practice uniforms rather than game uniforms. It still resembled a game format. So I think you can get better evaluation doing that rather than just doing your typical practice drills. But I love what I saw from a lot of different positions. I love what we saw from Keelan Russell. And to me, he is going to be undisputed number 1 quarterback. There's no question about it. There's so much I saw from him. And folks, don't come at me with torches, but he reminded me of Bryce Young in so many ways. His escapability, his ability to make plays happen when plays aren't there, able just to fit balls where the normal human being can't fit them. I was blown away. And bless Austin Mack. I appreciate his loyalty. I appreciate him being true to the program and giving it a shot. I just don't see it from him, and things I'm being told from inside the program and those who have been there and who have evaluated, they just don't feel like he's that guy. And Keelan is him. And I don't want to talk negatively about Austin Mack at all, but as far in the running backs, I was impressed with the running backs. I feel like Daniel Hill has gotten tremendously better, especially after losing that weight. He dropped 15, 20 pounds, and his footwork has improved so much better. And everybody heard in the offseason that he squatted 800 pounds. Well, you can tell because of the way he's driving through people. He's beginning to look like a true running back now. And what I mean by that is a lot of people don't know this, but he played quarterback in high school. He didn't play running back. So his first 2 years are really just him trying to learn the position and feel things out. Now I feel like that he's kind of grown up. He's also playing with a chip on his shoulder because he didn't like the production that he gave last year. It wasn't because of lack of effort. Man, he's a competitor, and the yardage that churned out, that wasn't good enough for him.
Right.
So I like hearing that from him, and he's not one of those rah-rah guys who are just going to give you Sunday school answers to make you feel better about everything. No, when he says something, he means it. We've had him on our show before. He doesn't sugarcoat things. AKD, I feel like, is going to be the next phenom we've been begging for. And the things I saw from him, I was really impressed about. And I called this, and I was chastised publicly on social media for bringing this guy to the forefront, especially by one of the fan favorites who was an analyst. I'm not going to say his name, but he drew attention to himself and got Marvin mad at him because he just don't come after us. Trayshawn Brown.
Oh yeah.
I said the kid was going to be something special, and he was showing out throughout spring. He was making people look foolish, and a little of that showed up in A-Day. I am so excited about him.
Justin, when I and Lady Latoya will tell you, we were sitting there, and Pamela and Susan, all of us were sitting there. But Lady Latoya and I, when the A-Day was over, I talked with Bishop and Coach Carl all the way from Tuscaloosa back to Mississippi. And all I could talk about was Trayshawn Brown. I have no problem with Crowell. I understand he was hurt, got all that. But you cannot leave Trayshawn Brown out of this rotation, this mix, whatever you want to call it. You cannot leave him out because, Justin, I don't know about you, but I told Lady Latoya and I told Bishop, along with Twister, I told them, watch him coming out of the backfield. Watch him come. He and AK Deer coming out of the backfield. I think those wheel routes are going to be dangerous when they get the ball in their hands. I don't care who we're playing. When those two guys, if one of those two guys get the ball in their hand, whether it's on the weak side, the strong side, it doesn't matter. Even if it's a screen, you better watch those two guys because they will break it on you in a heartbeat. Let's talk about AK Deer for a minute. Where's his role? What do you think his role will be?
Man, listen, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and say this. Everybody keeps asking who the starting running back is going to be. It's going to be by committee type thing. And whatever the moment and each game gives us, we're going to respond to who is doing the best at that time, who's got the hot hand. Whatever the situation calls for, we're going to use that guy. But AK Deer is a guy that you cannot keep off the field for a long duration. You better be figuring out ways to get him involved, whether it's hand the ball off or running a screen, putting him in slot. Just find some way to get him the ball. I think you're going to see a heavy dose of him. There's no question about it. But honestly, you got to figure out a way, like you said, to get Trayshawn the ball. But then you got Kevin Riley too. So what do you do with him? There's a lot of decision making the coaches are going to have to consider when going into this season. But the biggest thing is when the hot hand is hot, you keep playing them, you keep running, and you don't veer away from that. I don't want to see what we saw this past season when the running game started going. We completely abandoned it and said, you know what? We're just going to go to the air raid the rest of the way out. No, we're not doing that.
Please say that again. I mean, you know what?
Please.
I actually need you to say that in
Please repeat that again.
We quit abandoning the run game and opting for the air raid. And for the love of God, do not put another offensive lineman in the slot and run the annexation of Puerto Rico play. No, play football, man. This ain't cute league. This ain't arena football. Man, you got to be balanced offensively.
What a concept. Balance?
And that's the thing. Everybody wants to come hard on Ty for that second half of the season. My gosh, when a defensive coordinator and a defense know exactly what's going to happen, they're going to shut everything down and make life hell for whoever's back there. They know the tendencies, but everybody wants to blame Ty on Alabama's offense regressing. I blame the coaches for that, for putting Ty in the positions they put him in.
Predictable play calling.
Absolutely. They knew that there was no hint of a run game, or they knew that if the run game started going, that ultimately they're going to go away from it. They knew that on 3rd and inches, they're going to throw a post. My gosh.
And I don't, well, you know what, since this is my show, I can offend who I want to offend, because you ain't going to say nothing to me about it. And if you do, I'm gonna offend you again. But just this is the part that gets to me, and this is what I've been thinking about all day. And we gonna because we're still continuing. And everybody, if you have not hit, wait a minute, I gotta look at something right quick. If you have not hit that like button, I'm gonna need you to hit the like button, please, and everything. We have Justin Riley from the Bama Standard on. Go tell all your friends, come on over for the last few minutes so we can hear this great Alabama guy talk about and thank you, Justin, from Hall of Fame, Justin. Good to see you. That's our bro. That's our other bro.
Jason. Yeah.
That's our other bro. But Justin, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Here's my question.
Mhm.
We saw what it took against Georgia, the first game now.
Mm-hmm.
We won actually 10 games without a bona fide running game, without a bona fide line. We won 10 games.
Right.
Let me ask you a question, Justin.
All right.
If we did that with limited offense, now that we've got what you said, some of the bad eggs out the way, and we're coming in with a brand new, to me, I've been saying it's a brand new line. I'm just dealing with the offense now with a brand new line, brand new quarterback, brand new starting running back, with the exception of Ryan Coleman Williams, other receivers that did not start last year, they're going to be starting. What's the take now? What's the attitude? What is the mood? What are they acting like now?
Well, I'll say, regardless of what we see on the field, of course, we don't know a lot of things right now because for the first time in a long time, I think going into the season, we have more questions than answers, just because not that the players aren't good. It's just that there's so much inexperience. We don't know what we're getting. We don't know how the quarterback situation is going to play out. We don't know how long it's going to take this newly formed offensive line, like you said, to gel together. And it does take some time, folks. There is going to be some growing pains. We got a lot of new faces. And on the defense, the front seven, a lot of new people. Yeah, the secondary is arguably the best in the country, but man, we got all new linebackers. We got a few returning faces up front, and we got some experienced guys from the portal coming in. But we don't know what we're going to get. It's just there's so many questions right now. But I will say, regardless, these people are bought in. They're bought in, regardless of what the record ends up being this year. They want to be there. They want to play for Kalen DeBoer. They want to be Bama. And that's probably the most certain thing that I can tell you about this team.
And so let's talk about our wideouts for a minute.
That's enough for me.
What's your projection? We know Ryan Coleman Williams, but
I need Ryan Coleman Williams to I need him to become a man.
Yep.
And I'm not taking a dig at him. I mean, we certainly have on our show. Matter of fact, A.J. McCarron gave a great 5 to 10 minute little dissertation about it, which got him in trouble for, but AJ don't care. He's not going to stop being himself. He's not going to stop telling it like it is. But I need Ryan Coleman Williams. Maybe this name change is a mark of a new beginning, meaning he's going to put aside what we've seen in the past. But I need him to become a grown man and start playing that way. And I'm not just talking about making the spectacular catches, which we need some of those. We need him to actually catch the ball. But I want to talk about the things that are less glamorous, like running full routes. Catching the ball, even though you know you're going to get hit, you're going to get dinged up. I need you to take that ball, snatch it at the air, and you just brace yourself and just try to run through somebody. I need to see you improve in the weight room so that people aren't knocking you off your routes. I need you to bully some folks that are guarding you. I need to see you go from just being some every once in a while guy that shows up to being a Sports Center top 10 dude almost every other game. You don't have to do it every game, but damn it, let us know you're there. And I don't want to know you're there because you're dropping passes, you're doing the same things you did last year. I want to know that you were that dude, because if you're not, Lotzir Brooks can be that dude. There's a freshman who's hungry right now, guys. So Darian Morgan can be that dude. Rico Scott can be that dude. I was really impressed with him in the spring and then on A-Day. Rico Scott, it wants everybody to know that he came out of that portal for a reason. We got talent at wide receiver. But we need Ryan Williams to be that guy. And especially now that we're breaking in a new quarterback, we need him to take the reins and say, look, man, I know you knew, but I got you. Follow me. I'm going to get you where you want to be. I just want to see that next step, brother. I mean, is it too much to ask?
No.
Wow.
Not at
How
all.
about tight end?
Man, I love Marshall Pritchett, dude. I love me some Marshall Pritchett. Yeah, he's tough, man. He's a hard worker, great attitude. Man, when he gets his footing, I think he's going to be a next great tight end. I love what we're seeing from that kid. I like Jay Lindsey. Maybe this is his opportunity to take that next step. Caleb Edwards, I think, once he kind of figures things out and gets a little bit tougher, gets a little bit bigger, I think he's going to be hell on wheels. I think we're good at tight end, but I think Marshall Pritchett is leading the clubhouse right now, and I think he's going to have a breakout year. Good kid, absolutely good kid, great attitude. We've had him on our show before he got to Alabama. He sounded like a 30-year-old man when he talked. He didn't sound like a teenager. Of course, that probably comes from the fact that he's in an NFL family. His dad played in the NFL for a long time and had family members that played in the NFL for a long time. But, I mean, he gets it.
You're seeing some of the comments in the chat. Ryan is in a position to be the leader for the wide receiver group. I believe that he's in the right position to do that. And so Justin, like I said, I'm not even going to deal with defense at all, because that's like beating a dead horse to death.
Yeah.
We know, but I will say this, and I want you to correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that in the beginning stages of the season, because we're going to talk about that for the next few minutes before we get off the air. But Justin, do you believe that the defense is going to have to sort of set the offense up in order for them to succeed? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to have to kind of like carry the offense forward. And what I mean by that is set them up to kind of make things, I'm not going to use the word easier, but it make it more tolerable until the offense can really get their feet up under them, because like we said, they're new. Everybody, with the exception of Ryan Coleman Williams, everyone else did not start last year. So it's going to be new for all of them. The O-line still has to gel. So let's talk about September 5th, East Carolina. What is your expectation?
Man, well, first of all, the defense, I think, well, I would say they're more experienced than the offense, but like I said, the front seven is a lot. There are a lot of new people, and aside from London Simmons, who I told everyone in the beginning he was going to be that dude. He was on our show several times, and everybody was just ragging on Alabama because they're getting only 3 stars. Well, that 3-star ended up being an absolute dude, and I can't wait to see what he does year 2. I need to see who Jeremiah Beeman's going to be, because he coming into last season was just climbing up that chart, man. He was ready to explode, and unfortunately, because this is a contact sport, man, his season ended prematurely due to injury. How long is it going to take for him to be 100% and play with that confidence and where he can trust everything again and just be an absolute baller? But I want to see Stephen Boomois just wreak havoc. I don't know if y'all watch WWE, but when I look at that dude, he reminds me of Obafemi, just a mauler, tossing people around. And it's taking a little bit of time for him to kind of grow and mature, but there are flashes in the spring and things I'm hearing where he's ready. Well, I need him to be ready. We need some maulers on that front line. Yeah. I want to see some Quentin Williams type performances again.
Yeah.
I want to also see a closer. Do we have any closers?
Do
we have those? I know Jan St. Pierre is very talented, and he's probably been a guy that's close to being a closer, but he hasn't quite taken that next step. I think he can, but who's also going to take the pressure off of him, all the tension off of him? Who's going to be the closer on the other side? That's what I want to know. Who's going to be that guy? East Carolina, man, listen, this is a game where we're going to have to try to figure out who we are, what our identities are. So I think we're more talented than East Carolina, but I think at the beginning stages of the game, it's just going to be a lot of just trying to figure out things, and it's going to be a lot slower paced than what fans would like. And it's probably going to be a tight ball game for the first half, but then all of a sudden things start to click. Bama starts to figure out who they are and what they can do, and then they just turn the whole thing upside down. But I think this is more just a fill it out type of game, try to figure out who we are. I think we win decisively. I think we pull away in the second half. But the first three games are just it's going to be one of those. We got to figure out things, guys. And listen, Kentucky's not going to be any slouch, especially going to Kroger Field. Did they announce the game time for that? Is it during the day or is it night?
It's in the day.
Okay, so I was like, that place surprisingly is a tough place to play at night, but Kentucky's no slouch. And my gosh, Florida State, guys, listen, everybody's already writing that game off too. So fans are thinking that it's going to be like a homecoming opponent. You remember what happened last year when you thought that same thing? Listen, Florida State doesn't have a bunch of FCS players on the sidelines. They're going to be coming out onto the field. They have some guys. They did all right in the portal too. They also have a quarterback that had some success against us in the Iron Bowl and had a couple of things going his way. That could have possibly been a different outcome. He has confidence, and he knows that he can get us if he needs to. So we better not take that lightly.
Right. I've been saying the same thing, Justin, is that those first 3 or 4 games. So for me, and then I'm gonna let these guys, the rest of the crew, have something to say, because I got a couple of questions for you at our start that they're wanting to know. But for me, just in September the 26th is all or nothing. To me, it's going to tell
elimination
where we're going to be. Yeah. Like that particular day, you got Tennessee, Texas playing, Oklahoma, Georgia, LSU, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Florida, Missouri, Mississippi State, Vandy versus Auburn, and SC, South Carolina versus Bama. To me, that's the date, because remember, as far as Bama goes, Bama has Kentucky the second game. The third game is Florida State. Then the fourth game is South Carolina. I don't know if you've looked that far or not, Justin, but tell me from what I just read, what do you think about September 26th? What will that say? What does that say?
My first thing that comes off my notebook when I'm looking at the schedules and things like that is Alabama can't afford to take a L early, because, like you said, we start South Carolina the 26th, but that begins a gauntlet where you better not screw things up. And when you have a chance to put people away, you better put them away, especially the ones that you should. You can't play with your food this time around.
Nope.
Teams know that you're not Bama of old, so they're not going to cower in fear. They know that they can beat you. But my gosh, yeah, South Carolina, they're going to be good. They got a starting quarterback coming in.
Yep.
And listen, Mississippi State's no slouch either.
Right.
They're getting progressively better under Levy.
Yeah.
And last year, they were a team that was really good and getting much better. But the problem is their culture was losing. They didn't know how to close games.
Right.
Well, a lot of those guys are coming back.
Yep.
And they're going to start closing games. So that's a team we can't overlook. We can't play with our food. But yeah, South Carolina, Mississippi State, Georgia, Tennessee, Texas A&M, LSU. My gosh. Who hates us to schedule that? Who schedules Texas A&M for homecoming? I mean, come on, guys.
I'm just saying.
I mean, and Texas A&M is a team that's going to be bringing back a majority of that same squad that got them to the playoffs.
Right.
They're going to have more experience. But how good is their quarterback going to be? Is he going to go from being an inconsistent guy that one game he looks like Superman, the next game he looks like he forgot how to football? Is he going to put it all together? What's that A&M game going to look like? A&M team going to look like? But also look at that game because of where it falls in our schedule, man. That's in the middle of that gauntlet where we're getting beat up. Things are getting tough. That's the time of the year where
Say that again.
Those are the time of the year where injuries start to manifest.
Yep.
But yeah, we got to be undefeated going into Mississippi State. And no slight towards South Carolina. We got to be undefeated because chances are we might drop one to a Georgia. We might drop one to a Tennessee. LSU, possibly. And I'm not saying we're going to lose, but guys, we could easily lose 3 games. And one of those games, we better not lose because we're goofing around.
I'm just saying, so.
But it really is hard for me to really make predictions about the games, and because it goes back to my initial point. We have so many questions, but not enough answers as far as what we got. We really don't have an accurate assessment, if you want to call it accurate, probably until the 5th game. That's when you start to kind of see who we are. But even then, we're not really who we are, but you get a little bit of a taste. But all I know is the behaviors of the past cannot manifest themselves in the present.
There you go. Say it again.
Exactly. Lady LaToya, you have a question for Justin?
Actually, I do. Justin, it's me. It's LaToya Bensley from your chat. So
what is up? I tell you
what's going on?
Other than Jimmy Clay, this is our biggest fan right here. She's
better
watching
know it.
everything.
Documentation beat conversation.
Yes, sir. But being a fan, I know you're a big wrestling fan. You just said something about it. My question is, who is your favorite all-time wrestler? You can have a 1A and a 1B. And who is your favorite current wrestler?
Oh, man. You got it. All time. Okay, I'm going to show my age here. I have to go with Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
Snap it to a Slim Jim.
That's right. The madness is real.
Yes,
current
sir.
wrestler. My gosh, there's so many good ones, but I got to go with the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns.
Okay.
But Obafemi's my number 2.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Hey, he's an Alabama guy.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
If you didn't know, you better find out.
I hear you. Twister, you got a question for Justin?
Yeah, roll tide to you, Justin, man. I've
Roll
been
Tide.
watching you, man. I've been watching y'all for about a couple of about 4 years. You, Marvin, y'all have a hell of a show. But back to about our back to earlier when we were talking about when the running game was going good and going back to passing. I want to ask you this question. Remember that first drive we played against Florida State last year when we was going down the field, going great.
Yes.
Scored the first touchdown. Running game was going good. Everything was going good. Till Ryan Grubb just abandoned the whole playbook and everything just fell apart. Are we going to just go back to just running the ball, driving down the field, killing the clock, making people quit again? Now he got his players that he want on the team now. All the players we had last year are basically gone. O-line is new. Running backs, new people. Receivers, besides Ryan Coleman Williams and Lottie Dottie and all the other ones. We got big body receivers like Cedarian Morgan, remind me of a Julio Jones type of guy, big guy, 6'5", 220. Are we gonna have that coming back? I know they, that. I know they're young and everything like that. So are they gonna get back to a little bit back to the Alabama of old?
Well, first of all, it was no coincidence that the Seattle Seahawks won the Super Bowl after they fired Ryan Grubb.
Wait a minute, Pete. Justin. Hey, Pete, tell them the truth.
Don't put me in this. Don't put me in this.
No, Bishop, we're not doing this, Bishop. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
Wait, hot Nina. Hey, documentation beat conversation.
I'm not saying a word.
Did I just stir up something?
He's about to throw me under. He ain't gonna throw me under the bus, but
no.
said to me
Hey, Justin,
from a Seattle Seahawks rep. And
yep.
As far as I'm going with that.
Yeah. What Justin? What the reason is like I explained to him. It's like everything you're saying, I had said a while back, but we just let it simmer. And when you said it and you haven't been watching our show, documentation beat conversation. Fire tests are real. And understand right now, anybody that's going to be in the playoffs has to be forced by fire in 2026. If you're going to make the playoffs, you better make sure you do your study the film, and make sure you make your minor adjustment. Otherwise, you will get exposed this year.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And listen, I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm not going to piss on your head and tell you it's raining.
Thank you.
Y'all have been watching our show long enough to know, even if you haven't been watching it very long, you quickly find out. And there's a reason why we get text messages and phone calls from the football office on a regular. There's a reason why we aren't doing live shows out there. I'm just going to throw that out there. But anyway, back to the original question. Are we going to get back to being nasty Bama ball offensively, especially in terms of a run game? Well, fellas and lady, that's why we brought in Adrian Clem. You brought him in to make a difference, and you better let the man do his thing, because if you've not read his resume, literally every stop he's been at, whether it's been college or at the NFL level, I'm so excited I can't even come up with the right words. Whether he's been at NFL or college, he has made both the offensive line and the run game the best or near the best in the country. Wow. His offensive lines have ranked in the top 10. I believe he had one of the best offensive lines in the country when he was at Oregon. Every run game, he's also a run game coordinator. Nice. Everywhere he's gone, his running backs have just ate. So why would you stop him from doing this thing at Alabama? And this dude is nasty. I'm going to tell you right now, he don't play. He is old school. He won Super Bowls under Bill Belichick. And he's bringing that to practice. I'm hearing things. And
better get out the way.
And that's the kind of coaching that these kids that are here now have been begging for. They just haven't been getting. And their biggest complaint, I'm going to say this out there. Here's a little pipe bomb. They're saying these coaches too soft. We want to be coached hard.
Well, let me ask you this, Justin.
And Adrian Clem is that dude. Let him do his job. And Ryan Grubb, don't try to mess his thing up.
Thank you.
There were problems last year between the offensive line coach and Ryan Grubb and Robert Gillespie because Ryan Grubb wanted to do his own damn thing, and we saw where that got everybody. Do not try to interfere with what Coach Clem has. And I'm sorry, I'm going to say it right now. Quit blaming Robert Gillespie for what's been happening in the backfield. He can't operate if he doesn't have the right man with the right offensive line or the right offensive coordinator calling the right plays.
Well, that's our show for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That's our show for tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold up, Pete. Hold up.
He basically said everything we've been talking about.
At all costs. I'm telling you, because Justin, that's what my question was getting ready to be. What about who's going to hold Ryan Grubb accountable? I've been asking that question. Who's going to stand up to him? Because I've said this. Our wideouts coach, Derek Nix.
Yeah.
Dude don't
Yeah,
play.
what about him?
Dude don't play. Now, I'm wondering between Adrian Clem, Derek Nix, and so Robert Gillespie. Who's going to stand up to Ryan Grubb and say, hey, let the line cook so these running backs can cook and take the pressure off the quarterback?
Well, first of all, Adrian Clem is going to do that. He's not going to let him get in the way of what he's doing. But most importantly, to answer the question, you know what the answer should be? Kalen DeBoer.
There you go.
Uh-oh.
It starts and stops with the head coach.
It started with the head honcho. Got to
The
me.
reason I asked it like that, Justin, is because it seems like that somebody is too laid back. And, you know, somebody's going to have to say something. But I did say this. We hadn't heard any more Ryan Grubb talk coming from his side of the house since he made this announcement of who was going to be starting at left tackle and everything. And then when Coach DeBoer comes on a little while later and said, hey, whoever says, you know, you better be ready to do what you got to do, because if you don't, you're going to be replaced and blah, 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 blah. So we haven't heard anything else from Ryan Grubb. So for me, I'm with you. Coach DeBoer has to do that. So we're getting ready to get out of here in just a minute, but now let's talk about Coach DeBoer.
All right.
Where is he right about now? What are you picking up from him?
I think he's more confident. I think he's fine. If you look at when he talks, and even when the season ended, you see a face of relief.
Yeah.
But because a lot of the problems that were hindering him are gone. I think that he's elated because he finally has his team, his dudes, and he can establish his identity. Now, does that mean that it's going to translate to a national championship this season? I don't know. I don't know what it's going to hold because, like I said, we just have so many questions. But this man is going to be in contention for one soon, and he's going to win one soon. But right now, I feel like he's finally able to take that breath and, all right, now I can work. Let's do this.
Wow. Hey, I got a question, Justin. You got a fellow by the name of Trent Simpson that has joined the ranks of the D-line that I'll vouch for. I think that you got a steal in him and that he's the next up and coming of D-line coaches that's going to set precedents. What says you?
I agree. He's it, man. More people need to be talking about him. I mean, there's nothing more to be said other than that. Can I address one of these little comments here?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And I'm not trying to pick on anyone or make fun of anyone, but the comment about Kalen DeBoer being laid back and on the employment line. I want people to understand something. First of all, the university just said, we believe in you, so we're giving you a contract extension. Well, let me back up. Let me ask the question to the audience and even people here, if you want to answer it, panel. Who are you going to get if you fire him?
That's a good
Say
question.
that again.
We've been asking.
Say it again, just say it.
That's a good question.
Arguably, Nick Saban's retired. He's not coming back. Kirby's not coming over there. You already had that chance, and somebody screwed that up, Greg Byrne. You had a chance to get Kurt Cinetti, but Greg Byrne said, no, I won't get my guy. And no shade throw towards Kalen DeBoer. And I'm telling the truth, guys, we had opportunity to have Cinetti, and we passed on it. But the good coaches, the epic coaches, they're not walking through that door. And you don't understand, when you fire a coach, there's so many different layers to that. One, you're going to have a mass exodus on your hand, because if you fire another coach, that tells the team that's there that, hey, there's going to be a new coach here every 2 or 3 years. This is unstable. I ain't coming here. It's going to tell recruits they can't keep a coach unless he's a Nick Saban caliber, because they're going to fire him every other year. We ain't coming to this. But and here's the other part of it too. If you fire Kalen DeBoer after this season, God forbid he doesn't do as well, or and he struggles, there may be some rough patches. $65 million has to be paid to him, and not just $65 million goes to him for his buyout. You got to pay for his entire staff's buyout. Okay.
Ooh, that's a lot of money.
So you're looking at that point, probably what, over $100 million,
Easy,
give or take.
Easy.
Okay.
Easy.
So this
still got to pay a new coach.
That's what I'm getting to. You've already spent over $100 million. You got to go hire a new coach, and chances are the coach you want isn't going to be some guy who has potential. You want to get somebody who is one of the top in the conversation right now. So you're going to have to pay his buyout, and then you're going to have to pay his staff's buyout.
Gee, my daddy.
So you're looking at another easy $100 million. Okay, you're already $200 million in the hole. Oh, by the way, you haven't got players yet. Where's this going to come from? You're telling me you're willing to get $200 million or $300 million in a hole just because he's not Nick Saban? Look, I don't like to lose either. I don't like that we haven't been in a national championship since 2021. But my gosh, we got to be realistic about things too.
Hey, I like how you spit your fire. I like that. That's straight.
Everybody talking about firing the coaches. What about the players? We got to clean up again and get the players back on who want to stay on there. Most of them, like, if a coach get fired, most of those players gonna be gone too. Remember when Nick Saban retired? Most of the whole team then left. Except Jalen Miro and a few people. Kalen DeBoer had to clean all that up on his first season, and we still had a winning season.
Yeah.
Then everybody talking about firing him and stuff like that. And then you turn around, you got to get the players. Then you got to see they're going to come to play for us and whatnot. Then the transfer portal, because when they say time, it was 2 transfer portals. Now, thank God, it's only just 1 transfer portal. You got to get all that out the way. So be careful what we wish for. So like, got to be careful for that, because Kalen DeBoer doing a hell of a job, man. It's tough. It's gonna get
Justin,
better.
I got a question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, bro. Finish it there.
One thing I was gonna say, Justin. Now, when we say that, we have to also bear in mind that transfer portal opens immediately with the coaches, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's a special thing. See, that's where the disadvantage comes in. When a team is without a coach, the transfer portal opens immediately. It doesn't wait until January or February of that next year. It opens immediately.
Yep.
That's the part. And then you have tough. X amount of days. Once a coach is in place, that transfer portal is still open until it is closed. And that's the other part that can hurt you. People forget that part. It opens immediately. Nothing changed about that.
Right.
Go ahead, Justin.
Well, I'm just going to say, and folks, if you don't think DeBoer's good, it was very real. Michigan was going hard after him, and they have the money.
Wow.
They have they have some of the wealthiest donors and alumni in the country. They have multi-billionaires that go there.
Facts.
They were coming hard. Penn State was a reality. They were coming hard. So don't sit here and fool yourself and act like we have the second coming of Mike Shula. And for the love of God, quit calling him Mike Shula.
Oh, God, no.
And I'll say this too: Mike Shula got a lot more of a bad rap than he really should have.
Yeah.
If you like to know if you like to know my reasoning, I'll be glad to have it. But glad to give it. But I know you're on time limit.
And the only thing I disagree with about the Kirk Cignetti thing right there, I've heard that, but my problem with believing that is, who heard of Kirk Cignetti until recently?
Former assistants that worked with him who relayed the information to me.
Yeah.
You know, but Marquise Mays went on record and said he ain't all that. He ain't as tough as everybody think he is. These are just captions where they got him looking all mean and everything. Those are just photo op. Those are just captions that you saw him. You know, they caught him on a steal shot or whatever. But I've heard former players say he's not that tough. Plus, I have my own theory about Cignetti. I said it this morning.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question though. What coaches in this climate are allowed to truly be tough? Which coaches are allowed to fire and brimstone, cuss you out?
I just gonna say
nobody.
Post NIL. What coaches are allowed to do? They can't do that anymore. Unfortunately, Kirby Smart is having a hard time right now, and he was that.
And Justin, I was gonna say something else. Don't look now, but and I know Kirby's good. Kirby has lost some steam over there. You know, he says this, that, and the third, and I know we get these clips about him, and he's doing all this cussing. But think about it for a minute. What else has he won? Natty, yeah, he's won the SEC championship, and I give him that. But when you get outside of that, what else has Kirby done? The SEC has taken a hit because the Big Ten has landed it all, and it's time to turn that ship around. But go ahead, Justin.
Well, first of all, Kirby Smart hadn't forgotten how to coach. I think he's a guy that is feeling the effects of the NIL and transfer portal movement. And also he's feeling the effects of not being able to coach the way he used to coach. That allowed him to have the success that he had. He can't stack talent on talent and have unlimited rosters like he used to have. A lot of coaches are feeling that effect right now. And it's not easy to win a national championship or sustain. Hey, if you can make it to the playoffs each year, you're doing a damn good job at this point. And that's the reality. And another thing, too, everybody was kind of just really digesting the most money being spent in terms of NIL. They released a top 10. I think it was last week or week before, of most money spent by each schools. By the way, they left Ole Miss out there because Ole Miss should be in the conversation. They spent $38 million.
Yep.
Well, let me ask you a question. In the top 10 of most money spent, how many teams in that top 10 have won a national championship since NIL started? Do you know, or do you know who it is?
Wait a minute. Now ask that question again.
All right. Since the NIL started in 2020 or 2021, how many teams in the top 10 right now of most NIL spending have won a national championship? How many of them have played in the national championship game?
one. Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Michigan.
Michigan. No, Michigan's not there.
It's not there.
Georgia.
No.
Georgia's not in the top 10.
Georgia's not in the top either.
Ohio State.
Ohio State is the only one.
The only one, yeah.
And only one team in there has played the national championship. That's Miami. But the rest of them have not sniffed it.
Jeez. So it goes back to coaching and development.
Yeah. But can coaches develop, though? Because they got 1-year mercenaries now.
Uh-oh.
2 at the most. Who's developing outside Kurt Cinetti? And I say that loosely because Kurt Cinetti, yes, he was able to develop players, but you know how he was able to do that? He took all the guys that he had at James Madison and brought them to Indiana, and he had them for multiple years. That's how he was able to develop them.
And that's what I was going to say. If we had got Kurt Cinetti and he bought all them JMU players to Alabama, you know the fan base would have had a fit.
Oh, they would have absolute meltdown.
And he doesn't develop quarterbacks.
Because he brought in another guy. He brought in a guy from I forgot.
TCU.
Yeah. TCU. He doesn't develop quarterbacks. Because I asked one of the guys in the chat who was an Indiana guy this morning. Okay. Well, last week rather. How come you didn't develop Mendoza's brother? You brought in this guy in the middle of a run.
No quarterbacks are being developed. The only coach in America that you can honestly say who is developing quarterbacks is Lane Kiffin. I like his methods. I don't like who he is as a person. One thing that rings true about him, he can develop quarterbacks. Look at what he did at Trinidad Chambliss. But the NFL,
1-star.
There's no quarterbacks that are being developed right now. At the NFL level, coaches are just having an absolute I can't think of the word. They're having a meltdown right now because they're getting these quarterbacks and they're basically having to teach them football 101 all over again and undo all the stuff that they had in college and develop them. It's just not happening.
It ain't too many pro-style quarterbacks in college football no more. It's this RPO, and that ain't translating to the NFL. They tried it with RG3, and it just didn't work.
Well, it was working until Shanahan decided to keep playing him when he was hurt, and then he got hit one more time, and it pretty much ruined him. He was
done. Yeah.
Austin Allen said, "What Trinidad was barely there. He didn't develop him. He came from Ferris State ready to play.
He was a backup.
Yeah.
To Simmons.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, I have to disagree there. From game one of Trinidad coming into the final game, he was arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the country. He got better, progressively better every single game. And
Justin, when he played us, Oklahoma, he threw a wide receiver open, and we were right on their tail. So you're right. He's that dude.
Well, you know what? But I see which way Austin's coming from, because that's how I look at it. Okay, let me look at it this way. Let's look at Sam Levitt at LSU.
Right.
Lane Kiffin cannot rightfully say he developed Sam Levitt.
Oh no, I got you.
He can't rightfully say that. What he can rightfully say is, I brought him in and he adapted to my scheme. But the development of Sam Levitt was already there when he came from Arizona State. So what they did is just like Signetti has done. This is just me, my opinion, is what Austin is saying, they didn't develop him. He came ready to play and he adapted to a scheme, he adapted to a style and caught on to it. But like I told someone today, Sam Levitt is only as good. LSU will be only as good as Sam Levitt takes it, because in my opinion, Sam Levitt is injury prone. You know, one good hit, he might be. Happy New Year, you know, but we're gonna see. We'll see. We're gonna see. So, but I tell you what, Justin, you shed some light on some things, and that's why I asked you to come. I watch you every day, especially those shorts of yours, man, they're very informative. And one of these days, I'm gonna be like you over there on TikTok. You know, I'm trying to get myself together.
I'm just trying to make it look like I know what I'm doing.
Well, man, you know what you're doing, bro. I mean, come on now. You know what you're doing, bro. But,
basically, I equip myself to, back when we were growing up, the nerd sitting at the cool kids table. That's essentially what I am. I just try to absorb all this stuff from all these legends that played the game.
I hear you. The truth is, quarterback is the most underdeveloped position in the sport now, outside of the pro level.
Absolutely.
I believe that also. I believe
nobody. Not only that, I'm an old defense coordinator. They're not even reading defenses. They got pre-reads, and they read only half the field, if that.
Yeah,
exactly. So
defenses catch on to that very quickly.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, well, Justin, that's going to be about it. But I'm going to say this, though. Justin, man, it's been a joy. It's been a pleasure. And it's been it's been an honor to have you. But I hope that this is not the last time. I hope that I can call on you really. And I know you're going to be busy. But I hope that we can sit down and chop it up again right before the season starts.
Yeah.
Once some starters have been named and this, that, and the third. But what I also would like to do is go through the whole SEC with you.
Ooh.
And let's see what we can come up with it. You know, we just have a
you're gonna make me do homework.
Back in the day, a Wayne thing.
You're gonna make me do homework. I don't like that.
Well, if I got to do my homework,
hey, I'll do my homework. I'll do my homework on Oklahoma. I got love there. I got family.
I appreciate you, bro.
I got family there, man. Your defensive line coach.
Todd Bates.
Todd Bates was there when I was there. I worked with Mike Schuler my senior year in 2003, and Todd Bates was running around there when I was there.
And his protege was Trent Simpson, who you got.
Yep, and I know if Todd Bates is sending them, man.
Yep. Told you, Pete.
One last before you leave out, Justin. One of the Vols fans said, "Could you give an SEC championship prediction?" I know you don't like to do that kind of stuff, but could you just, from what you see,
I think anybody who goes to the SEC championship game is not a winner, because that now, and let me say why that game is useless. It's utterly useless, and it's an extra game that gives an opportunity for injury and multiple injuries. I don't like it. Hey, if you want, and it doesn't mean anything anymore either. I hate that we've come to this point, but that's the truth. So you don't really gain anything from it. You don't lose anything from it other than players getting hurt. As we know now that whoever wins or loses, it doesn't penalize them in going into playoffs. The playoffs are already set, so you don't really fight for position by winning. Honestly, if you're going to play the championship games, then just sit your starters and let the backups get meaningful game experience.
So basically, kept the mystique of it there.
Yeah. But if I had to make a prediction, oh my gosh. This year, my gosh, it's not going to be LSU. I say, oh man, I'm going to go based on experience. I say Georgia's going to be there. They got a returning quarterback. I mean,
yeah, I hear you.
They're returning a lot of the same people. Ole Miss.
Oh wow.
I ain't gonna lie, Ole Miss been looking good lately.
We got our work cut out. We need to go back into the
They're
gumbo
bringing
pit.
back almost everybody.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. That's the same
they're
thing
not
I
going to
said.
have the same offensive coordinator though. Charlie Wise is not going to be there. So who's their new offensive coordinator?
I forgot who did they hire?
That's going to be the thing. It's going to be probably a whole new system for them. They might not even be running the same thing they was running last year with Charlie Wise and Lane Kiffin. So that's going to be the thing.
We about to find out. Like I tell people, is right now it's wide open. And once again, if you don't realize that it's wide open and that Sankey was duped for us to go 9 games and take off one of the bye weeks, this is no time to be playing. You better look at your schedule and go 1-0 each and every week. It's the best thing I could tell you.
I couldn't say it better myself.
That's all we can do, Bishop.
I'm gonna have a pushback.
Go ahead.
And we don't have, before I got cut off, you said Georgia and Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going with the experience. I'm going to say Georgia and Texas.
No, I don't know about that.
Texas.
I don't know about that.
Texas has been paper champions the past 3 years. I mean,
Yeah,
got them.
But if
let me ask y'all a question. I know we're trying to close things down. If Sark does not get to a national championship game this year, where is he at?
He's gone.
I think he's gone. Yeah. I think Sark tired of Texas and they fan.
I think he's tired, period.
Well,
hey, Sark, come back to Bama.
Well, don't the fans kind of have a right to be a little anxious about him, considering how much money is being and resources are being given to him?
But it looked like it's proven that money can't buy you no championship. Let's go to Texas softball. 8 of their 9 starters were transfer people. So, and they didn't win the national championship. All that money they spent. Their pitcher was the first softball player paid $1 million. She still all 4 years, ace. I'm talking about bad in the circle. Still ain't got a national championship. You look like you can't buy a national championship. What Ohio State did was they paid and retained the players they already had and just got the pieces they needed here and there. But they spent their money to retain the players that they had because a lot of them was upper class. So you just can't just go just get all these random people. The thing now is roster retention. Keeping a team together is what's going to win you championships.
Right.
Exactly.
You can't be like LeBron. You can't be like LeBron and go build super teams and win championships. I'm sorry.
Nah, man, the hell with LeBron. Baby Joker.
Doesn't work.
I want my baby back.
Anyway, Justin, the way on my closing, the way I close out, I let everybody have something to say at the end. And so, Justin, by you being our guest, I want to thank you for coming, my brother. And I want you to have some parting words.
Absolutely.
Parting words. Wow, you put me on the spot. I was just ready to pop our stuff, but
hey, tell everybody where they can find you. And this and that and the third. You can do all that.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I greatly appreciate being on your show, and I've followed all of y'all, and all of y'all have been in my chat. So I thank y'all for being in a position to help the Bama Standard out. We wouldn't be at the position we're in without y'all. So, and I hope in some of what we do, we're able to inspire y'all to grow in what you're doing as well. By no means do I feel like I'm the best in the industry. I'm constantly learning every day, and I get inspired by everyone, not just the people on my panel, but people like y'all who are hungry, trying to make a difference and trying to reach not only Alabama fans, but college football fans across the country, and not being afraid to tell your truth. That's one of the biggest things that I appreciate out of y'all and others is that you tell your truth regardless. You're not just putting out the stories that you're told to, like school media. The media is controlled by schools. That's why you see certain shows never talking about things that we talk about, because it's controlled. We're not controlled. We're able to say what we want to say and when we want to say it. And if people get upset, oh well, thank you for the engagement. That gets us paid.
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate y'all. And yeah, if you're new to me or what we do at the Bama Standard, folks in the chat, I see a lot of y'all in there that I recognize, but some I don't. Yeah, come to the Bama Standard Network YouTube channel. My show is every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. And tomorrow we got a great show. We are going to have 5-star kicker that we just got commitment from. Luke Cody is one of our guests. I know.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, we want to get some love.
We need some kickers anyway. We need some kickers.
Yeah.
And I just got word that Ty Phillips, who just committed, is going to be on a show at some point too. But I'm going to tell you, we're changing some things up right now. We're experimenting.
Yep.
So Marvin is no longer going to be on our show.
Oh wow! No.
Just wait. He is still on our network. He's going to be doing a show on Thursday nights with Jonathan and some other folks. Like I said, this isn't permanent. We're kind of testing things in the off season to see how the audience responds. So again,
much respect.
If anything, hear me. It's not permanent.
Much respect.
Permanent. So Tuesday nights, it's going to be me, Daniel Petty, and Derek Lassick. And of course, we'll have legends on as guests. And and then on Sunday nights, for those of y'all who've been missing Chris James and Dan James, they are back.
Oh yeah.
On Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Dan James, Chris James, and Jonathan Lewis are on at 8 p.m. Central for Bama Talk. We brought the James brothers back, all their craziness. So we're gonna have some fun.
I'm here for all of us.
Yes.
And we're gonna have a good summer and entertain everybody. Next week we're gonna have Bobby Humphrey on, so that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
That's what that'll
one of the all-time greats right there.
We appreciate you. Lady Latoya. On words.
Justin, again, thank you for coming. You know, I've been a fan of your show for a long time.
I know you have. When you say that, you mean it.
I have. And my favorite thing about you is your laugh. It is contagious. I love it. I ain't lying. But we appreciate you coming on and, answering the call from Piano Man. It means a lot to him and me and everybody up here. They whole chat. We appreciate you for coming on. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Twister.
Well, man, Justin Riley, man, it's an honor to have you on the panel, man. Good, having your take on things what's been going on and whatnot. Yeah, I've been following y'all. Like I said, I've been following him since 2022 when him and Marvin and Stephen M. Smith and all the guys was over there. And my first time watching them when we got beat by Tennessee and Marvin Constant had a meltdown. And I think Nick Gendry was their guest over there. And I was just dying laughing seeing that because I was like on the road working when I heard them. And I was agreeing with everything y'all was saying. I'm like, you can't have no, Marvin comes like, you can't have no anxiety in a game like this. I remember that like it was yesterday and I laughed. And other than that though, man, enough being that talking about that, man, it was an honor, man. And Piano Man, finally, y'all caught me off work. I got off work when y'all came on. So it was good, man, popping back on here and talking some real football. Justin Riley, it was an absolute honor, man. Thank you for coming. Please come back, man. Come back, man. Don't be a stranger, man. Come back through.
I won't. I promise. I want to start doing more of being on other people's
shows.
Yeah,
because we probably going to ask a lot of questions about how Alabama doing. And one more thing I want to ask you before I dip out of here. We kind of miss, we want to see can we keep all our players that we get for at least 3 years, not just have one player on one team. The next year, the sucker gone. we were trying to see because we can't we used to love our players through the years, through 3 to 4 years. We have one good player, and then the next year he's gone.
Yep.
We want to get back to loving our players for at least 3 years and get the chance to know them now that's why I like college football just watered down a little bit since the transfer portal and all that been going on.
Well, there's a reason I don't buy jerseys anymore. If that tells you anything.
That part. But it's an honor, man. God bless you, man. Roll Tide.
God bless you, brother. Roll Tide.
Bishop.
Yo, it's nice to be nice to finally meet you. I'm always in the chat when I can drop.
By the way,
drop
Bishop.
In. Yes,
I want you. You make me hungry because there are times in my chat you be telling people what you're eating. That ain't fair. Listen, I'm a big dude. I like to eat. I'm a powerlifter. I eat everything. But you come in there and you start going through this whole menu. I'm like, that ain't right. He ain't thought about door dashing me. He ain't thought about curse God me. God ain't gonna bless that.
Hey.
Man, that's Bishop for you.
Hey, that's man. Hey, I tried to sneak in the back door. You know, pulling it out my game.
You can't do what I do, Bishop, and get away with it. You can't do what I do.
Bishop, think you be
now,
truthfully,
Bishop, if you're gonna say Bishop, now, the word says, "What you do for the least of me, thus you do for me also." So I am the least of these because my plate is not overflowing and blessing like yours is. So I need to provide a love offering.
I love it.
Tell him,
that's called a fire test. If people didn't know, that's called a fire test.
Bishop, what you been doing, sir?
He said he want his plate to run over.
Hey.
My cup ain't running over either, Bishop. But if you
truthfully, Justin,
you don't have
a problem. Listen here. Hey, truthfully, Justin, we're just truly honored. And first and foremost, you know, I hope my cousin stays the course and go ahead and sign with you guys, because we are truly, as Newkirk's, honored that he chose you guys, because he's truly in a special place. And first and foremost is that, hey, this is a place that we just love big, and we put Jesus first. So we're just thankful that you came through. And anytime you need us on your show or we're in the chat, we're just gonna support and love on you just like you loved on us when you came over here. Appreciate you.
Y'all be getting a call now, so y'all be ready. And
listen, look, I got some ham hocks. I got some good.
You know what, now, Bishop? I hate
what a crackling cornbread.
Hey, Justin, I be hitting them with the crackling cornbread. I don't got people are like, I need to give me some crack. I can't find it nowhere.
Well, if you go, I'm in the crackling cornbread, but Bishop, what now? I hate to put you out there like this, bro, but aren't you Jewish?
See what happened was,
you eat ham hocks? Does the rabbi know
hey, no, hold up. He said once he blessed it, what did I just miss here? Hey, you could eat what you could eat, because once I bless it, you can't call it bad. So
that's not what the rabbi said. Now,
see what happened was
he is non-denominational Jewish.
There you go.
Just try to bail him out.
Hey, you start messing with my ham hocks and these some oxtails, we gotta fight. You better be ready to fight in this phone booth to come take my plate.
I don't know which tribe I'm from, but I know this here. I'm gonna eat me some bacon.
Man, we are. Man, I'm a carnivore.
Shit, man.
I'm from the tribe of somebody, but I'm gonna put it to you this way: I'm from that tribe that says, "Don't call what I've created or made unclean."
Unclean.
That's the tribe I'm from. Whichever tribe the Lord spoke to and told them that's the tribe I'm from. Big tail, red beans are nice, and gumbo. That's right. And I love
Hey,
all the
hey,
bottom
and
feeders.
Justin, just so you know, it's a reason we call it gumbo because every ingredient could stand by itself, but when it comes together and makes an awesome dish, and
That's right.
that's what you are part of and what you have established with your crew and as well as our crew. So we thank you.
We appreciate you.
I
We
Yeah.
appreciate
appreciate you.
y'all.
And so, but I have one last question. Justin, Nick, Bama Nick told me to ask you, have you ever done a game, been on the game, tied 100.9 Tuscaloosa with Ryan Fowler? Have you done a Ryan Fowler show yet?
I have never been on there, nor have I been invited, which is kind of odd because Ryan Fowler has been in our show in the past. But no, I have not actually appeared on any radio shows.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'd like to. I'd love the opportunity,
Being
but
a piano man.
then again, they won't like me telling the truth on there.
Oh, no.
Oh.
We're not ashamed of the truth over here.
I'm
Mm-mm.
gonna leave that right where I'm gonna leave that right where
Right
that is
there.
because I know exactly what he's talking about. And but
I'll be your
Justin,
huckleberry.
we really thank you for coming.
Ah.
I appreciate you.
Yes, no.
And this is my first day of summer series. This morning I had B Sharp on, and then when I scheduled it with you, I normally don't do 2 shows on Monday, but when you told me about your time and everything, I went on to schedule a second show for this evening, and I thank you for coming and everything. And if I can just be of any service to you over there at Bama Standard, just let me know because I am a fan of you all, but I'm a fan of Bama, man. I just love Bama content. And
Roll Tide all the way.
and so, you know, I've always said I roll tide till my casket drop. That's how I roll. But,
Amen to that, piano man.
and so, but tomorrow is another day too. This is the week, Justin. I called it the content creators of the game, and that's what I named this week. Now, I said I was not going to talk about tomorrow today, but I'm going to go ahead and so people can make up their mind whether they want to come or not. But in the morning, our guest will be none other than Legend.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow.
You got look. Justin,
Oh
like,
my god!
Oh Lord.
I have been.
Legend. And as a matter of fact, tomorrow, Justin, is actually a 2-show day and everything. I will have Legend all day tomorrow.
I'll pray for you.
Tomorrow morning
I pray for
and
you.
tomorrow evening.
Oh,
We'll have
good. Oh,
Legend
good.
Say that
Good.
again.
day.
I'll pray for you.
And so we already know, everybody knows, but I've got a few things I want to talk to Legend about. I have a few things I want to call Legend on the carpet.
I have been known of that man for 20 plus years. Like I said, when I was living in Birmingham, after I graduated from Alabama, he was calling every show back in the early 2000s. He hadn't stopped since.
Well, we're having Legend. We're having Legend
That's
in the
cool.
morning, and the Legend tomorrow evening.
And another
I
surprise.
hope everybody comes. Tell a friend, as B Sharp would say, like, share, subscribe. Listen, let's flood the gate because we want to do more with Bama Standard, and tomorrow be the only time I conflict with you, Justin. But the other times I'll probably be in the chat, hanging around, bro. And we just gonna have a good time. But I tell us all, support all of the Bama content creators.
Yes.
Support them. We need you. Bama Standard needs you. Marvin Constant and them, they're gonna need our support. Coach Carl, all of them with the Rep One and all of that. Support the Bama content creators, regardless of who they are. Let's support them. Let's be with them because guess what? We are all that we have is each other, and we shouldn't be in competition. I'm not in competition with anybody. Shucks, I just got through the game, and so we let's support each other. And so, Justin, again, I thank you for coming. And man, anytime you want to come by, listen. Anytime you want to come by and test something out, just hit me up. You got my email and everything. And plus, I'm going to be also on the recruiting trail here, just doing some filming and things like that down here in South Mississippi. And one day I can make it to where you are and we just collabs one time.
All right.
Aren't you in Mississippi?
I am.
What part?
I am in Madison.
Madison.
Oh, you're right up there, right outside of Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
Yeah,
over there all the time, on my way to Memphis.
I grew up in the same area that London Simmons is from in Flowood.
Yeah. I know exactly where you are. Matter of fact, Justin, I was in Madison at the Catholic school.
St. Joe's?
Yes, where they had the wrestling championships.
Yeah.
I was over there back there because my niece was in the state
Oh,
finals
wow.
there. And so I'll be back up there when they have it again. Wrestling is something that's very, very slept on. But man, that's some real action there. So,
Absolutely.
but now that I know that you're there, bro, I might, I'll let you know if I'm coming through. We can sit down and go to Berry's.
Oh, don't tempt me with a good time.
Hey, man, I'm telling
They're gonna throw me out eating so much food.
bro. And listen, we go to Berry's. Listen, you, Stephen Hicks, and myself. My treat.
Oh wow! I
My
ain't
treat.
turning down catfish now.
My treat.
Okay.
My treat. Twister, if you in town, if you rolling that way, come through. I'll let you know. But
Man, you got my number, Piano, man. You better call me.
Justin, Stephen Hicks, just be ready because when I'm that way, I'm gonna let you know I got you, and we're gonna have a good time. Sit down and break bread, man, and eat some fish.
That's what's up.
Let's do
Oh,
that.
man. That brain
Man.
food.
And then I'm gonna send pictures to Bishop about what I ate.
And listen,
Like
Justin,
Justin already. That's my brother right there.
Oh, that roasted Bishop. Dang,
fill your
buddy.
plate up, bro. Fill your plate up.
Look,
Fill it up,
listen.
man.
Hey, you can airmail mine. Don't leave me out.
And
DoorDash it to him.
Twister, Stephen Hicks, fill your plate up because you all can come back and tell Bishop, man, yeah, man, did me right. Because Bishop be sitting there eating the ham hocks and everything with his Jewish self. And for Piano Man,
Oh, Bishop. Man, we're going to have some words to talk about, buddy.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
and I'm not saying that me and Bishop, we jive each other like that, but
Oh, yeah,
Bishop's my
we
dog.
good.
We good, man. And so
Yeah, we good.
And listen, don't want nobody.
But I'm gonna
running
eat my
around
neck
talking
bones.
about,
All
"Yeah,
right,
man,
man.
don't like Jews." That's crazy. I'm half Jewish myself. So come on, let's have fun. But Justin, it's been fun. It's been great.
Yeah.
And man, thank you for
Definitely.
coming. And like I said, anytime you need to come back and just test some material out on us, come on, test it out. And
Absolutely.
one more thing, Justin, when you want to come back and just blow some steam, come on over here because I'm telling you now, there's some steam blowers over here. You'll fit right on here.
You
He
got it.
ain't lying, Justin. He ain't lying.
It's gonna be
He's
some
not lying.
steam blowing going on. And so we just looking forward to the season. I'm really looking forward to the season. I think Alabama's going to be surprisingly better than what people give them credit for. And I think that once that offense really gets on good footing and everybody gels and get comfortable, I'm with Lady Latoya, especially that O-line and establish that running game. Don't look now, but I think Bama's going to be in there.
I'm with it.
And I just want to beat Georgia one more time so Austin Allen can give me all these excuses as in the why Georgia can't beat them. Then that would be how many times? Y'all done beat Alabama 2 times out of 12. I'm gonna let you marinate in that. So anyway, that's our show for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. Again, thank Twister, thank Lady Latoya, thank Bishop, thank Justin, everyone, and all of the other parts of Gumbo Chefs who were unable to make it. Thank you for just being a part. I want to thank everyone in the chat for coming and continue to talk about our channel. We're still trying to grow it. And like Justin said, they're doing some new things. Well, guess what, Justin? We're doing some new things too. And I'm probably going to be calling on you again when the new stuff starts. And so,
All right, let's do it.
It's time to walk on water.
So it's
You know
time
what
to
time
do
it
what we
is.
got to do. And so with that being said, let's stay focused, continue to stay focused, drive, and go forward in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. And remember, you can do all things through Christ that gives you strength. I promise you can. But you got to trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he'll direct your path. When you do that, he's going to show you your plan. He's going to show you the path. There you'll understand the plan. You will understand the purpose. But one thing I want to add to that, seek him while he may be found. Call on him while he is yet near, because there will come a day that you might not be able to have that opportunity. Utilize that time today. Also remember, this kitchen is big enough for everybody to cook in and for everybody to get something to eat. Tonight, everybody ate. Everybody cooked. Everybody ate. So, hey, let's continue to do that. No sense in being jealous over another content creator podcaster. Do your thing and watch somebody follow you. And then don't forget, Piano Man might not know everything. I just know what I'm talking about. Okay. And it's okay to be a fan. Just be realistic. Don't be delusional like some other fan bases. Be a realistic fan. And with all of that. So again, on behalf of everybody up here, from the Gumbo Chefs and Justin Riley at the Bama Standard, on behalf of the 401k crew, and especially the crew of No Mercy with Stephen Hicks, OG Gill, and the Voices of No Mercy, wish them while we are wishing them the absolute best. Justin, with all of the fandom that's in us, for all non-Bama fans, on behalf of Stephen Hicks, they wish you nothing but the absolute worst. If you're not a Bama fan, you get nothing but the absolute worst. That's coming from Stephen Hicks and the rest of them. So,
well said.
So with that being said, good night to everybody. We'll see you back here in the morning at 8 a.m. And just remember, the one, the only, the crazy. It's going to be crazy tomorrow. I can already feel it. So, Bishop, I'm going to find me some neck bone.
Yeah.
And some cornbread. And a little fried chicken.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat because I think I got a feeling I'm going to need it.
It's time to break bread.
Yeah, man. Just say we're going to have some something food.
I'm going to give me some comfort food.
There you go.
We're in the South, buddy. Come on now.
This ain't no northern eating out here, man. No northern eating here. It ain't no. Look here. It ain't a. Let me see. It ain't one of them hors d'oeuvres. I'm like Fred Sanford. It ain't one of them horse diapers kind of night. You know. Ain't one of them horse diapers kind of night.
But we eat good on here.
So anyway, everybody, that's our show for tonight. Thank you for coming. If you have not hit that like button, please hit the like button on your way out. And so with that being said, the kitchen is closed. The Gumbo Chefs and Justin have left the building. I don't know where they are, but they've left the building.
I'm going to Bishop's to eat.
Okay, everybody be meeting the Bishop house. All right, Bishop, no way. Tell Mom I'm coming, so she won't be surprised. All these folks out here.
You better bring your Tupperware.
So,
gotta work tomorrow.
Anyway, thank you, Lady Latoya. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Twister. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, Chat. We'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Us and Legend. As Bishop say, one love, and we will see you tomorrow. And shalom and the peace and blessings.
Shalom.
See you tomorrow.